Good evening, everybody. This is Fractured Filter here, coming at you with another stream tonight. How's it going? And how's it going? And as always, got my co-host right here, Jay Hitman. How's it going tonight, sir?
So excited, so pumped. Hope everybody's having a good night. Once again, fired up. Another great episode of Saturday Night Sith with a not so great episode of Mandalorian.
Yeah, this was again just like last, just kind of feeling that trying to work myself through the episode. But I made it finally after
How many times? How long? Well, one, couple questions. How long did it take you to actually get through this episode?
Oh,
It was a struggle for me. I'm not gonna lie. I probably had to restart it about 32 times.
that was something that I meant to do today. Was I meant to, as soon as I got home, rewatch it again, but I didn't.
Well, here,
I
newsflash for
completely
those
forgot.
of you that are joining us live. You didn't miss anything. Nothing. Unless
I can't really say.
Well,
one
you
way.
missed a lot of opportunities to just make fun of this episode, but you didn't miss anything really important.
I certainly got enough notes out of it. That was for darn sure.
Oh, I did too, and
So despite my hesitation, I don't know. Just whatever. I don't know what I'm at a loss for the word at the moment, but it was just certainly for as long as I took to get through this particular episode tonight. I got enough out of it, at least. I can say that for notes.
A lot of notes on this episode.
I was procrastinating quite a bit through this episode for sure. I didn't
want to watch it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't want to watch it, and then I was leaving work early this morning, and I was like, I'll just watch it. I'll just play it on my drive home because I know I'm not gonna miss anything.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I started rewatching it when I got home, but yeah, so a lot in this episode, a lot to unpack in this episode.
Yeah, so I did see that there were, and we may be having somebody join us tonight. I'm waiting to see what's going to happen, but before we do, and I don't know if he's going to care about worrying about spoilers and stuff like that. So I figure, screw it. I'll get this topic in particular out of the way now. There was some more little leaks for the good old Kenobi. But so I wanted to first kind of frame it with some dialogue from A New Hope from Princess Leia Organa. So I got it right here off of the IMDb site. Basically, her message from R2 to Kenobi via R2. General Kenobi, years ago you served my father in the Clone Wars. Now he begs you to help him in his struggle against the Empire. I regret that I am unable to present my father's request to you in person, but my ship has fallen under attack, and I am afraid my mission to bring you to Alderaan has failed. I have placed information vital to the survival of the rebellion into the memory systems of this R2 unit. My father will know how to retrieve it. You must see this droid safely delivered to him on Alderaan. This is our desperate hour. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. Now, take that paragraph alone, and let me ask you this, Hitman. Does that at all, in any way, sound like she met Obi-Wan or anything like that in the past?
Listen, I'm not the sharpest crown in the cookie jar, but no, it doesn't at all.
Right? Yeah. I don't. Sometimes you just gotta wonder if you are taking crazy pills, right?
Well, one, the children in the mouse are on much more than crazy pills, but
their argument will be, well, it doesn't she doesn't explicitly say that she met or didn't. I mean, that's always their argument. They always try this just ridiculous, like, because it wasn't said, it leaves it open for interpretation. That's like literally their argument. And I'll go further along. So the argument that I had with the guy at the comic book shop was that the argument was that if Obi-Wan and Anakin are going to fight again, they're going to have 2 more fights in this ridiculous show. Right. It takes away. My argument is it takes a. Does my question and argument is does that not take away from the iconic fight on Mustafar and then from the Death Star, and then the Disney chills are like, no, it doesn't, because Vader doesn't say, like, the last time I fought you was on Mustafar, so it leaves it open for interpretation.
Right.
It just says, well, the last time we fought, this isn't verbatim, but it's like last time I saw you, I was
I was but the learner. Now I am
I am the master, and so that's their argument they use. So I just no, just no.
So,
but in this show, apparently in the show they're gonna meet when they're.
Right, and that's I mean, I'm just going to get to the meat of it, because this is just kind of going over everything we've already talked about in terms of the show. They don't really discuss more other than when we get down here. Hang on, a little bit further. There we go. So now a new report indicates that Obi-Wan Kenobi cast and crew rap gift may confirm Blair's role in terms of Blair's the actress for young, Vivian Lara Blair will play Leia. So the gift itself is a warrior stone, which reads, "I have a good feeling about this." And it says, of course, the quote itself is the plan. I have a bad feeling about this. Oh, where was it? Oh, I thought there was more to all this, because it's basically indicating like they're gonna meet at some point during these episodes, and that to me just seems really kind of goofy, and like it is with just that lines of dialogue. It's from, again, A New Hope, which establishes a whole lot. Doesn't indicate that there was ever any kind of meetings between the two. And you would think then there would also be a familiarity, especially, you'd have to think, right, that Bail Organa gives Leia some form of identification to go, this is Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is what this is what he looks like. Oh, hey, I remember seeing him. So, and there would be some familiarity with, you'd think, a message to him, even saying that you even once saved me, or whatever is going to transpire. I believe that's been some of the other little leaks here and there, is about Obi-Wan potentially doing that.
Well, I can see another argument that, and I don't think the Disney fans are this smart. Maybe some of them are. I doubt it. But then, like, in the scene where, like, it's like, oh, well, the droid does belong to you. It's like, I don't remember ever owning any droid. It's like, well, in the prequels, obviously, Ben did have R2, and so I don't know. It's just I just feel like they're gonna find some way to make this argument that, like, it was open for interpretation type thing.
That it will surely be the case. They'll try and find any
unless you spell it out for them on construction paper and crowns and give it to them, like they're like, oh no, it could happen. The sky's the limit. George never, I'm not allowed them bring George's name into their mouth, but yeah, it's just dumb. It's dumb.
Like you say, I mean, the interpretation thing just gets me, though, because, I mean, I don't know. I guess you could see the interpretation of it, but just the way that it was set up from, for even the Anakin Vader thing and Obi-Wan, it to me, it feels clear. I mean, I guess, yeah, like you say, they'll interpret it that there's that, because also with this show, he's kind of supposed to be in between. He's not quite 100%
In between
Vader.
what though? That's the thing. Like,
Well, that's what does kind of
Deborah,
get. I don't.
Deborah Chow's like, he is not the Vader.
That we knew or know yet. He's
The-
still working his stuff out, basically.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm trying to. She just it's
And so that aside, I guess there is a little bit of information now too for the Ahsoka show, which is happening. I don't know if you've caught any of this information, and you seem to have gone completely quiet. Are you still there? You have 3 windows open, or 2 windows open, and one with your face on it. Technical difficulties. What are you doing? I don't even think he knows what he's doing right now. Are you back? What are you doing? Hitman, are you there? I can hear you shuffling around. And he's completely closed out. Okay. Give him a moment and he should be back any minute. But for now, man, you're just having all kinds of problems, aren't you?
Dude, I was trying to do this Twitch thing, and like Twitch is like, I hate you, and just stay in. Okay, I'm back. I was trying to do multiple things at once, and Twitch didn't work. So, is Twitch up for you? Is it running?
I have it going in. I have the YouTube one going, and I have the Twitch one going. I can see the chats between the two of them, so I've got it all right.
Good. I'm gonna let you do Twitch.
That's the ease. That's the ease of doing it on my computer.
Twitch is pissing me off. I was trying to check and see if everything was going on Twitch, because I'm trying to, for those listening, trying to get more familiar with Twitch. Be an announcement maybe later in the show, but apparently Twitch doesn't like me, so it's fine.
Don't worry about it.
Good. Okay, so
you'll get that figured out. So, on to Ahsoka. I wasn't sure if this show was still happening.
Is this the one I sent you?
Might have been. I know I saw it on. I saw it floating on the twatters.
Yeah, I saw this last night. I was like, I gotta send it to you.
Yeah, where I get Peter Ramsey tapped as director of Ahsoka, but this says he was tapped for it, so it doesn't necessarily mean he's gonna do it. It just means they maybe have reached out and been like, "Hey, how would you like to do this?" And Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse, I have yet to see that movie. As much as I've been
the one with like Miles Morales.
Yeah. And so from what I had heard about it too, I was like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
So I kind of stuck away from that film. I don't know. I've heard mixed stuff. But otherwise, I guess for the Ahsoka show, and this was reported on April 8th. So they're even saying that shooting begins in Los Angeles later this month. Episode count and additional directors have not been revealed. Lucasfilm has not commented, but like it is, we are still getting the Ahsoka show, which, like I said before already, it's been so quiet with all these shows that it's been hard to tell what's coming and what's not anymore. Because I thought there was supposed to still be like the Andor show and stuff like that.
There's supposed to be a lot. Trying to find if OG Star Wars did a tweet. There's a tweet where it was the girl who's playing. What's her name? Who's playing Ahsoka? I don't know her name, but
there's either the voice actress or
no,
I forget her name at
Dawson.
the moment. Yeah, it was Rosario Dawson.
Rosaria. So there's a picture, a leaked photo, and it was trending on Twitter. Is like, is it fake or not fake? It was her and then Darth Maul with his legs, courtesy of the Knights. Did you see that?
I saw that. Let me try and see if I can pull that up.
I was trying to figure out if OG Star Wars did it.
She might have found that at one point, but I know I bet that or Script Trooper.
Yeah, he just posts good stuff too. I thought it may have been. Anyways, but like I looked at it and they had this like these cameras that looks like you could buy them at the Dollar Tree. Just, and then like just this poorly constructed, ridiculous Maul saber.
I think that was definitely where people were kind of questionable on it.
Like it's like a combination of like it's like I don't even know what you call it. It's like they wanted to do a cool Malgus lightsaber, but like just screwed it up and just. I don't know if it made the script, but anyway, but you saw it though.
I remember, I saw the image, and it was like almost like where it was again kind of like that Darth Vader, that Darth Vader clip, where it's like you could see where it might be legit, but you could also see where it's like, that's a little questionable.
Listen, but there's no reason why they use these piece of crap cameras when you're charging $6,000 for a room at your, like
back to the Star Cruiser, right?
Galactic Star Cruiser, whatever you want to call it. But I saw that, so it's like I saw that, and this is before this article came out. So I saw that photo, which I think was I don't know if it was released. No, it wasn't released by. There's the Sith Internal guy, which I don't follow, and I don't particularly care for him. But I saw that photo. I was like, the costume. Did you find it?
Yep. There we go.
All right. Yes, this one. Was it done by Script Trooper?
It was found by No Mo Girl.
I don't know who that is, but yeah,
it was posted by a Black Jedi. And so this is the.
So just look at it. Like, here's this ridiculous like Mandalorian.
Yeah, I mean it.
Cobb Vanth.
Again, this looks like this is potentially legit. Yeah. So, and again, it's like, really, she's gonna keep messing with Maul. I just.
Look at Maul though. Look at how ridiculous he looks like.
Well, this is how he looked at the end of Solo, if I recall.
The
Solo movie. I just wish he'd stay dead.
Look at that ridiculous lightsaber.
Yeah, that's supposed to be. Did you watch Rebels?
No, I could not come to terms with watching Rebels.
That's big
because I heard
what his
that
lightsaber. If I remember,
Thrawn, my favorite character, right under Palpatine.
Oh,
it goes Palpatine, Thrawn, Cheetos, Cheez-Its, and then somewhere down the line, Vader falls in that list. Did you watch Rebels? Was this in Rebels?
I had. So his lightsaber, he kind of turns it more into like looking like a cane, at least in Rebels, but he's kind of like doing a whole deceiving them sort of thing, like he's too incapable of fighting. But this is
why I have problems with Filoni. I have a problem when one, you make a Wookiee a Jedi, but then you create a lightsaber out of wood that I guess was in Rebels, and then you have
no, they didn't have a wooden.
That wasn't a thing.
I don't think so. I don't think they had a wooden.
No, lightsaber. there was an old Jedi in the Clone Wars that had a lightsaber cane though.
But I don't think it was made out of wood. I mean,
no, there was a thing trending. There was like a baby Wookiee that had a wooden lightsaber, and the hilt was made out of like a tree on Kashyyyk. But there was
you
know what I'm talking about?
I think I do.
But then there was
that was the Clone Wars, I think.
Yeah, okay, maybe that was
I think
it.
that
But
was
then
the
there was
Clone Wars where
a
the
Jedi Master.
Wookiee had
yeah.
one, made a like a Rosher tree or something.
Yes, that's the one I'm talking about. So maybe it wasn't Rebels, but 100% the Inquisitor flying with a lightsaber was in Rebels. I know that 100%, which was ridiculous. But I don't know. So what do you think? This is real or not real? Like it's hard to tell, but like
it really kind of
who did
is.
she like? Who killed who? Is this
Well,
a
because like
Mandalorian? Is
the
this
Mando
Din Djarin?
the Mando helmet, it looks like Boba Fett's, which is really confusing. Like I'm looking at that helmet, I'm just like that almost looks like Boba Fett's. So it kind of confuses. That's where I'm almost like, is this legit?
They're gonna kill off Boba.
Oh, they can't. Unless it's old Boba.
I mean, they can do whatever they want. I mean, they're
By
having
this,
Anakin and
but the thing
Obi-Wan
is,
fight again.
by that time, Maul's already dead.
Maul never died, according to Filoni.
Well, no, they did finally kill him.
Did Filoni kill him?
No, well, it was in Rebels that they did it was probably one of the only good scenes that came out of that show.
Has it been retconned?
I mean, the whole thing's been the whole thing's a retcon because
they have
Maul was supposed to be dead.
Yeah. They have no consistency, and they have no there's like consistency, continuity, and just conspiracy. I guess you could that's just so stupid. It's so stupid. Like it's like okay. It's Tuesday. We want to go with this story, and we're going to release this story, and we're going to show everybody the world. Oh, but it's Wednesday, so actually, Maul's not dead. He's alive, but we're going to kill him off Thursday, but probably bring him back Friday, but just ultimately just kill him off Saturday. But maybe we'll change our minds Sunday. Make up your, like...
It goes through way too many redrafts, man. They keep rewriting
I just want to know how, like, honestly, I just... want to know.
No, so what they did was with Maul was bringing him.
Please, because I don't know the story. Like I thought, I ultimately thought he was done when he got chopped in half. Apparently, he got workers got him.
Well, from the Clone Wars, they resurrected him, did all that in there, and then he just kind of, I guess, at some point floats around. Starts the Solo movie kind of show that he's kind of leading in criminal organization. Then in Rebels they meet up with him at some point. I forget how or why exactly, but they do. I think it was on they're supposed to be on the that's when they got the Malachor, which that already cheesed me off. I'm like, oh no, don't you dare. But they did. They invoked Malachor.
This was a thing they did.
Yes, this is the thing that they did. This was when I think we first saw, that was when they had the helicopter lightsaber scene. When they first encounter Maul and everything.
I just can't.
So then there's kind of drama and tension that Maul is trying to kind of manipulate or train Space Aladdin and get him under him instead of not Kyle Katarn. And then it all culminates because then they have Thrawn come in, but then they go to I forget the actual name of the character, but Space Aladdin goes to Tatooine in search of, I think that's when he somehow saw a vision or was trying to actually hunt down Kenobi. And
can I just ask this question real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so there's a guy at work, I won't say any names, who says made the claim that Rebels portrayed Thrawn the best, even out of the book, like the closest to the books. And I looked at him like he was just an idiot because I've heard so many bad things about like how he was portrayed in Rebels. So you watched Rebels, yeah?
I did, but again, it was a while ago. So answer your question, and I'll bring in the person because he just got in.
Oh my, so pumped.
So what was your question exactly?
Did
On Thrawn.
Yes. Did they
No.
portray Thrawn?
I don't think so one bit, because I still feel like the Rebels squad just completely ran roughshod over Thrawn and was kind of made into a goof. And especially then with like the Nogri and stuff like that, none of the connections were there. So to me, no.
Everybody needs a Nogri. Everybody needs a Nogri.
Well, the Nogri, I think they completely messed up. But
see, so yeah, and so what you're saying, from what I think I just heard you say, is don't watch Rebels.
We might do it just to torture you and me. All right, so let me bring in. I'm gonna probably
butcher his name.
Welcome, sir. I cannot pronounce that. I cannot pronounce that.
It's Daviasio. Come on.
Daviasio.
Jesus.
Okay.
Daviasio.
Hey, I was going Daviasio.
I thought it was Degrassi.
No, it's Daviasio.
Welcome to Saturday Night Sith, sir. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing quite swell. Work was fun, and yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Never dull around there, right?
Oh no, never dull. Does
yeah,
Jay Hitman know who I am?
Yeah,
100%.
All right. Okay.
We talked before we got the show going, and of course we've been getting ideas, or just throwing stuff back and forth, and filling them in. So,
cool.
Daviasio.
Yes.
Just like the way we kind of started out doing this show and stuff, we kind of gave our own little background on us kind of falling in love with Star Wars and stuff like that, where it all started. Like I kind of went over it. I said, a lot of my love for the series and franchise certainly came from the games. Once they started introducing Shadows of the Empire, so we had new characters completely in that. And the Dark Forces 2 Jedi Knight, which with my avatar being Kyle Katarn there, he's my boy, was definitely all of my introduction for this. What definitely kicked me off of really just like, oh, wow, it goes beyond the movies. There's content beyond that, than just at that time, the 3 movies. And then finally we were getting then the prequels at the time.
Yeah.
So that was certainly it. So I'd like to ask you the same question. What was it that got you into Star Wars? What got you into this whole universe?
It was me, Padre. My Padre got me into it.
Oh, good.
And it started with the prequels. With Attack of the Clones was no wait. I think that was that the first? It was so long ago. I was like young. I'm a youngster. But the one I remember the most vividly is seeing Revenge of the Sith in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it twice. We walked right out, and my dad said, "Let's watch it again." Went back in and watched it.
That's some dedication right there.
Oh yeah. And then the only memory from that I remember is crying when Anakin got burnt.
Oof.
Yeah, it was sad times.
That was I was actually talking about that not too long ago with my own brother, and I was like, I remember going to see it. Mm-hmm. I remember going to it, and I remember like that was good, but it did, for some reason at the time it just didn't quite. I think it was just still kind of mind-boggling.
For a lot of people.
Yeah, it was still kind of like it was still resonating because it was definitely, as like I'll agree with a lot of people, it was the best of the prequels.
Oh yeah. And
it was just still I think kind of taking me my own time to kind of go, wow. So that was Anakin's journey. He full up when homicidal rage, child killing, the whole he when he fell. So then like it was over time after rewatching, man, it really does kind of like, yeah, it's like, whew.
It's definitely the better out of the 3.
And I'd say almost has probably the one with the best soundtrack.
Oh yeah, Battle of the Heroes is Anakin's Dark Deeds is my favorite song from that.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite score.
But then it's just like random bits from the other ones, but definitely like the whole package deal is great.
Oh yeah. And then after that, Star Wars was kind of off the grid for a while, and then Clone Wars got me heavily back into it, and that carried me through.
See, I avoided the Clone Wars show for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
I personally was like, nah. I'm not too big on it. I think it was partly the animation style, and I was just kind of like, because at the time I wasn't
a fan of the prequels.
Not super, no. So it was just something that kind of took me some time for sure. It took me a little extra time for it to all kind of for me to come to terms with it, basically. But then it was a buddy of mine. He's like, you know what, just give it a chance because it is actually really good. I'm like, all right, fine.
Oh, it's so good. And what they did with it was funny because they did it like they did the original trilogy. The whole first 3 seasons is out of order as hell.
So there was aspects of it that I did like. I kind of like the intros to the episodes of the whole kind of wartime sort of
like
radio announcer, that whole kind of setup for each episode, giving some brief details, and then I don't know the voice actor's name, but I mean, the way he belted it out was great.
The 1930 admin radio, the old radio.
Exactly.
Tom Kane, amazing. He voiced Yoda too.
So I thought that was a really good setup, and I enjoyed it, and then slowly but surely problems for me started developing with that series, especially when it got to the last
Mace Windu.
Why Mace Windu?
Mace
It has
Windu?
nothing to do with it right now. No, I was gonna say when it came to when they got to trying to introduce in a way Darth Bane.
Oh, Bane!
I had just gone through the Bane trilogy.
Oh, that's the very end. That's like when it was on Netflix.
Yeah, I said, I'd put the series off for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
And so once it had kind of been ended, I'm like, okay, it's the perfect enough time just to finally watch all of it. And then, like I said, Darth Bane came along. I'm like, it kind of shook me out of the stupor because I was really like, oh, this is really good. It's really good. And then the Darth Bane thing kind of clicked finally. I'm like, oh, wait, no, this, It didn't make any sense to me because in my mind, because from the books and stuff, especially when you go through
Sith aren't supposed to be able to come back.
Well, no, it's not even that because actually the Sith have come back. They're just usually tormented souls and everything, especially when you go through the expanded universe content, because that was even some of the early stuff with Jedi, the Jedi Academy books and stuff. When Luke is first setting up shop on Yavin 4 with the temples there, the old ghost of Exar Kun decides to mess with everyone. So the Sith come back. They just don't have the same consciousness as like the Jedi with their Force goes, because they're basically tormented souls at that point. Anyway, it was the whole him being attached to Korriban.
Oh, okay. And that final arc.
Yeah,
with Yoda.
Bane was the type of Sith where he completely was like, Korriban's a dead planet. It has nothing of the dark side anymore. He had no attachment to it. And his last act was trying to body jack his apprentice to keep surviving and to keep going on to continue the rule of 2 and to try and perfect it, basically. So, yeah, when that started happening, I was like, this is kind of weird. Okay, so then I started rewatch it a little bit, and yeah, for me, a lot of the extra little flaws here and there started cropping up. So, anyway.
Totally butchered Bane.
For me, yes. And I know a lot of people aren't too concerned, considering the Filoni love. But
Filoni, I love that guy.
Who? I'm sorry, you love who? So did you love your cat?
I don't have a cat.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so part of what started this too was you guys had a conversation in a comic book shop. I am dead curious about this and figured, hey, this will make for good entertainment, right? So,
Which part was it?
Daviasio, walk me through it, because Hitman apparently does not remember it very well.
doesn't
I'm kind
remember-
of curious what
what-
you guys were talking about.
Which part was it? The Inquisitor part?
Well,
Or
there's
was
so
it-
many parts of weird. I asked you. I think we were talking about the Kenobi series
Oh,
and
Kenobi series. Okay.
the whole how Deborah Chow, who I'm not a real big fan. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I don't like her at all. Came and said that they're gonna fight twice, and I think the question I asked you was, do you feel like them fighting again or twice takes away from
The line in A New Hope.
well so it takes away from the iconic fight on Mustafar, but yes, then A New Hope. And then, so that was like the first question. Then, Fractured, we got into, we were talking about how Mace Windu, there's rumors going around that, he wants to come back. He's ready to come back. And the question, I
Right.
think, again, was like him coming back just totally undermines everything that she did. And this dude, like, she electrocuted, like, force lightning this dude out the window. Like, they were not in the rotunda, but they were in the Chancellor's Suite, which is pretty high up.
Yeah,
So
and you and I talked about that in one of the previous podcasts.
But then it transitioned into, yes, the Inquisitors, and how I had made the comment that I would love to know the physics behind how you can fly with a lightsaber.
The Force. There you go.
Yes, apparently there's a new Force move. It's Force
fly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Force.
You unlock
Force
it when you get 20,000 crystals. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean Kyle Katarn actually unlocked that when he got the Force choke.
No, he got jump 3. Okay,
jump 3.
All he could do is get that little extra height. He wasn't flying around.
So I think those were a couple questions that I had asked, and then it transitioned to I think we were talking about like Sabine and Obi-Wan and their relationship, and how actually Sabine. I say Sabine, whatever. They're cousins, I think.
No.
They're both Mandalorians, right?
They might actually be cousins. They could be really
under Filoni's umbrella. Anyways, and then Satine's relationship with Obi-Wan, and how in the book, apparently, the page 69, it talks about how Obi-Wan would have left the Order if Satine had just said the word. So, is there anything else? I'm sure it was a long conversation.
It was long.
For good
few hours.
Yeah. So, trying to hold my ground against two people that love. We come from a Disney.
We're Disney shills.
Yes, oh my God. Disney perspective. So I was actually waiting. I was actually waiting for Fractured to come in and kind of help me, but I don't know where he was at.
I don't go out. What can I say? I'm a hermit, so I wasn't there to tag in and
listen.
And help.
I gave off a couple smoke signals waiting for you.
I'm sorry I didn't get to do the run in and try and take a chair to everyone and save you from the conversation.
I think, but what's so interesting that we have Daviasio, Degrassi. I can't pronounce it. Just say
Daviasio.
As I believe this was the same day where I had that young teenager. Well, we'll say she was probably in her maybe closer to 20s, or came in and was trying to buy High Republic comic books, which was also interesting.
I remember you mentioning that part too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever read those.
Well, she was looking hard for them, real hard. So those were the kind of some of the topics we were talking about. So, what were your responses? I don't remember your responses.
The whole Vader versus Obi-Wan one.
Yeah, let's jump into that real quick.
That there's gonna be a part in the show where Obi-Wan's probably gonna still mess Vader up and still be the teacher, in the sense where he teaches him a lesson into how to probably control his emotions, is what I think I said. His emotions are probably still not in check. Physically, he's probably definitely in check. He can handle himself physically because Anakin with mechanics, like how you guys said last time.
Yes, I believe that's
but like
pretty
emotionally,
close.
I don't think he would be in check still.
I mean, I kind of disagree with that, at least going off of the idea of Sidious training him. I don't think he would be taking 10 years to crack him into shape for especially getting his, as you say, his emotions in check for it. To me, I at least this is the way I perceive their relationship. At least it's like Sidious and again, I'm going off of like the Plagueis book and the way he was instructed by Plagueis. So I would imagine that he found that basically little bit of motivation, kind of like he did with like we talked about with with his suit, the way it kind of encouraged Anakin to tinker and do what he needed to do so he could be at optimum killing machine time. And I would think that would be part of furthering cause it would, I'm trying to think how to phrase it. It would definitely, for Sidious would be wanting to get him into the mental shape. I'm trying to, God, I'm sorry, it's so terrible at this, but no, I'm just trying to look at how to phrase it. To me, Sidious would be like a stern taskmaster on it, right? He wouldn't be letting up on him. He'd be doing everything and anything to get Vader that is now at diminished capacity thanks to old Obi-Wan, but would get him to at least the fighting fitness to being what he is and going out and killing and basically wiping out what is left of any Jedi, so that he would not be taken off guard and that his senses would be at 100% with the suit, with the Force, that he's in tune with the dark side. I just don't see it being 10 years down the line. Maybe 5, he'd still be working on some of that.
Yeah.
But
so begs the question: is this from an emotional? Is it 10? So when Deborah Chow said that it's not the Vader that we saw in the New Hope, is it from an emotional standpoint or is it physical? That was, I think, the question that I had brought up. Like, why is it taking 10 years? Is it from a physical standpoint, like he doesn't know how to walk with his
I think it'd be emotional
still legs, or is it emotional? And I think I told you that we're currently reading the Last of the Jedi books, which is technically under the Legends umbrella, and it kind of paints a picture of where Obi-Wan is on an emotional standpoint. And this is what is it between 1 to 3 years?
2 to 3 years later.
After. And so there's a part in it where Qui-Gon's like, Obi-Wan's inquiring about, his, the training that, Qui-Gon, Yoda had told Obi-Wan at the end of Revenge of the Sith. And Qui-Gon's like, if you have to ask a question, you're not ready, but I see you're struggling, get your thumb out of your butt and grow up and, get it in line, basically. Clean it up how you want to, clean it up a little bit, but essentially, Qui-Gon's like, I'm going to help you because you need help, So you can see where Obi-Wan is, and this is 3 years after the fact. So it's hard for me to understand, like, you can, one can make the point, well, Obi-Wan didn't lose a wife. No, but Obi-Wan literally thought he lost his brother, which, well, in
some cases would be more.
Right, well, and that's where the book Kenobi really also helps flesh out just the kind of mental state he's in, because he talks about that. He not only lost a friend but a brother, and then he lost the biggest family he ever knew and had, which was the Jedi Order and everything he had to do with that. So and in that book they do have a
it's like,
really
what did
good
Anakin lose other than his mom and his wife?
I mean, he lost a good bit considering, but
he lost his legs, he lost his arms.
Well, I mean, so did Maul.
Maul lost his torso.
So,
and it should have stayed that way. Dang it!
Yeah,
no. He's the greatest comeback ever.
Who, Maul or Anakin?
To come back to get beaten by a Padawan. Come on.
How does he poop?
That's how I've always
Jesus.
wondered that too.
Did Filoni think of that? Like, how does he?
I don't know.
I don't want to know.
I don't know if George and Filoni came up
Fraction,
with that.
You're asking questions. I don't want to know.
Fraction, but this is what keeps me up at night. Like, how does the man like do his business?
I don't know. Here, I'll find out. Let's see if I can find out.
But no, so
How does
please,
How does
but yeah.
Paul poop?
So
Darth-
how? So
It's a-
emotionally, if you're going to take the stance, no, it's not physical, because to your point, let's say Anakin, I think you said robotics and mechanics and all he's a tinker and all this and that. So if it's emotional, so how do we unpack? So why is it taking 10 years for him to,
And that's the thing. I'm reading one of the comics that Marvel made.
High Republic?
No.
Okay.
God, no. It's one of the new Vader comics that came out. Well, not new, but it came out like 2015, 2017.
I tapped on those Vader books when he was building his temple on Mustafar.
Yep,
and
that's the one. Yeah.
The whole weird the
Darth
the weird
moment.
Sith thing and the whole Sith from the past that he was
Yeah.
using the helmet for. I just tapped out. I'm like,
You
this
didn't
is
like it?
stupid.
Oh,
I
no.
did not. I did.
I love
not.
it.
I thought.
So- In that, though, he is emotionally at the very end. He goes through the trials, or Sith trials. Or whatever
Yeah,
it is.
and
I
that
don't
wasn't
know.
10 years later to even
Yeah, I know.
to even their own continuity, which they are consistent at not being consistent at.
Mhm.
That's at least
That's-
that I'll because I did go through a lot of that run. He like you say, he went through the trials. He did the whole. I hate the term Kyber crystal.
Don't do it. Please don't do it.
He made his
Don't
lightsaber bleed.
There you go. That's the word.
I
Oh.
can't. I prefer the idea of them finding crystals
Blow
and
my brains
everything
out.
personally, but the whole bleeding crystal thing was cheesy to me and just kind of edgy.
You didn't like
Um,
Kylo's lightsaber?
No, where did you go? No,
I actually like it.
The crossguard makes no sense to me with the two bits coming out, but no. To what you're mentioning, yeah, that's where he went through all those trials and stuff. So it's like that
And
was
they've
early
done-
on. That was
and
early
then
on.
they-
That was like right after the not right after Order 66.
No, it's
but
like-
it was
I think it's
pretty early on.
6
that
months.
Because that was then Sidious was like he kind of sent him on a mission to kind of harness his dark side, his anger and rage and stuff like that, if I recall. So then he went to Mustafar where it all kind of started for him in that sense, even though he kind of first started killing
Mustafar's the
and
new
stuff.
Korriban, according to Disney. Yeah, is that what I heard?
I don't know about that.
No, they changed the name of Korriban to Moraban or something. I don't know.
Really? I don't know.
So they changed the name. That was everybody got not everybody, but a lot of people got in a tizzy when that happened for Clone Wars. I'm like, what the hell? But yeah, that's again, 6 like you say, 6 months after.
Yeah.
10
But they've
years
done
later.
that before too with Kanan comics, which I love the Kanan comics. They retcon the hell out of that with Bad
I
Batch.
heard in Bad Batch, they immediately retconned his background. I was like, whoa, what? Come on, guys. The whole point of removing the EU and turning it into Legends was so that then you guys were creating your continuity that would be tied together and you'd be sticking to it. But then we also saw that go away with Rise of Palpatine. So,
Which the Kanan comics are amazing if you've ever read them.
no, I watched Rebels, but I didn't get into any of their because I just saw a lot of that as like Kanan and Hera. They were basically just kind of taking characters of Kyle Katarn and Jan Ors to some extent.
He's also kind of like what's the guy from Force Unleashed? Kato.
Force Unleashed.
Kato.
Oh, because they both got blinded.
Yeah, they're similar in that way. And you got the master and the apprentice.
Yeah, the whole kind of
thing.
master apprentice role going on. Yeah. I guess. But okay, so that's that. Are we settled on the Vader thing, or is it?
I mean, not really, but I mean,
no.
we can
There's
move
no.
on.
There's no answer to it.
I just don't. It's hard to come to terms. Like 10 years. So like, if you're gonna make one, if you're gonna be the director of this whatever you want to call it, series. And then if you're going to come out and say it's not the Vader that we know in A New Hope, but you don't describe as to why it's not the same Vader, and then just tell us like, and this is supposed to be 10 years after, like that leaves you thinking like, well, what is the issue? Like, why is it not?
They messed up saying it was 10 years. They should have done like 5 years, maybe. Or
Maybe.
maybe like
But still,
3
it's still
or something.
it's still a stretch, though. I mean,
I just think it's. I mean, if for having them have 2 fights in this series, at least that's been the word around.
Well, from
that really messes that messes with that dialogue from A New Hope, in my opinion. Because to me, it was like it was the end. Mustafar. They had their duel. That was where Obi-Wan left him. He was an apprentice in the dark side at that time.
Right.
And then boom, that was it.
But again,
Obi-Wan did learn that he's Vader eventually. I think it was the Dark Lord Rises Vader book, which was pretty good.
James Lucino, 10 out of 10.
And then what's funny too, because then going through the last of the Jedi book, I'm just about at the end of the first one. It's kind of interesting how Obi-Wan's interacting with this guy Ferris, and he's hesitant to tell him the truth, because Ferris was another Jedi that trained with Anakin at the temple and everything, but he left. And Obi-Wan is conflicted in himself to actually it kind of gives more explanation to why, I think, in my opinion, for Obi-Wan later on, why he didn't tell Luke who Vader really was, because of he didn't want that image of Anakin, the man he was brothers to. He didn't want to tarnish that legacy, that image that everyone did have of him, which was the kind of poster boy for that kind of. He's
the poster boy for the Republic,
right? He was the poster boy. So he still doesn't want to ruin that. So it's been kind of interesting going through that book, and then he's just trying to come to terms with himself. So to me, but then going off of all of that, it's like that. It just doesn't feel with then, like I say, going into that dialogue in A New Hope when they meet again for that duel, just it just to me is that they didn't have any interactions in between. There was nothing. And even Tarkin was surprised to hear the name of Obi-Wan Kenobi being alive.
Surely he's dead by now.
Yeah, surely he's dead by now. Because if it were true, and Tarkin and Vader did work closely together, surely that would have been news that got out in some form, either through the Imperial command in some way, because it's like, hey, we got a Jedi still on the loose, and one of the people that held a chair on the council of all people. We kind of want to probably find that one, because he'd be the biggest, thorn in their side. So that's where it's just like, how could you then go another 10 years and not find him?
Especially Palpatine. How would Palpatine not know?
I think the reason was he was using like the same thing that Palpatine was using, like how in the during the Clone Wars, how Palpatine would just shroud himself. I don't know, but I think that's.
Well,
like,
Obi-Wan was shrouding himself in the dark side.
No, like he was just like not using like the Force or whatever.
That was more like the thing though for Sidious, was that he was cloaked in the dark side, essentially. The dark, and like like they all kind of say in Revenge of the Sith, how the through this war, the dark side has just permeated their senses and blocked them out to a point where they can't trust their own senses and feelings anymore. And that was how he essentially hid himself, was cloaked in that all the chaos around that they couldn't find him. For a light side Jedi shining in the darkness like that, you'd think there'd be either through the tremors of the Force itself that Sidious would get word, or feel that presence again, kind of like Vader did when he was on the Death Star. No more.
Isn't it because
close
he
proximity.
used the Force? I thought it was because he like used the Force.
Not that I recall.
Because
no.
he used
I know
the Force
he's.
to
I know,
use
like in the Plagueis
module.
book, I know in the Plagueis book, it's described that he does kind of. There's a scene where he's talking with a Jedi in his office, and he slowly but surely kind of brings out his dark side powers. But because of, and this is even pre-Clone Wars,
I was talking about
that the shroud of the dark side is already growing. That he was able to kind of bring out some of his power, and the Jedi was unawares. So he even kind of teased them a little bit in a way.
So in A New Hope, doesn't Vader only sense Obi-Wan after he uses the Force to finish that module thing?
No, I believe is when they got onto the station that he started. I'll have to rewatch A New Hope, but I'm pretty sure it's like
when
shortly after they got.
He's like, I feel a presence that I've not felt since, and then he turns away.
Okay.
And that was before. Yeah, that was before Obi-Wan was messing around on the Death Star.
A New Hope in a while.
Yeah. No worries. No, but that's so within that close proximity, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think they were on the ship. I think they were on the Death Star, but he hadn't.
Right.
I don't think he had messed with the tractor beam.
No, he hadn't messed with the tractor beam or anything yet. He was just on the ship.
Because I think the way that the Kenobi series is going to do it is that they're going to have somehow the Inquisitor's speech over the first teaser trailer where he says like it's a sickness, they need to help people, Jedi. So like when they help people, that's how you find them.
Yeah, but I caught that line and I was like, ooh, they're almost onto something. I thought if it's
really good.
It reminded me more of from Knights of the Old Republic 2, Kreia. Kreia, the teaching she gives to the Jedi exile on how through the Force and through your actions you lead. There's basically going into whole cause and effect. Mm-hmm. You may do something that's good in the moment, but it could have a later reverberating consequence of then that person either turning bad themselves or getting beat up for no reason, because it's like you encounter like a beggar and you can either not give him money or give him money, and then he goes and it gets mugged essentially if you do give him money. But it's just kind of like it was almost like kind of tapping into some of that content, but I don't think it was going to mean what I thought they were going for.
Yeah.
But I could see where, that's where how they, I remember some early synopsises for the show where where I now think they're going to they've tapped into the Last Jedi book, that there's another Jedi on the run.
Yeah.
They're chasing down.
The one that's hanging in the trailer, you like see the legs hanging.
I believe so. And so that's where they're going to be, how they bring Obi-Wan into the whole mix.
Yeah, someone's going to go after. They find out like Obi-Wan is somewhere, or like they're on there.
Are they going to fight in Las Vegas, or where are they going to fight?
I think they're going to fight on a sand planet, and then on maybe
Tatooine.
On Mustafar.
Everything comes back to
Not on Tatooine, though, because that would be too close. If they do that, that's too close.
Will they be back on? Will they be on Jakku?
They could.
Or Jeddah? Jedi? What is it?
Jeddah? They could be on Jeddah, actually. Yeah, that could be one.
So another desert planet out there. Cool.
Yeah, there's so many desert planets and stuff.
It's kind of
ridiculous.
Can we not?
There's a fetish for desert planets.
It's the easiest for them to do on the volume. What are you talking about?
It is, yes. But I just thought it was funny when they showed off that that glittering planet, the planet with all the neon signs and stuff like that. I'm like, why not just use Nar Shaddaa?
Seoul, Korea. Is it
Korea?
Korea?
Like, why not use Nar Shaddaa? You already got another. You want to not kind of reference the new stuff so much. Use Nar Shaddaa.
Mm-hmm.
Already a
Nar Shaddaa
planet.
Is like I take holiday at Nar Shaddaa every year. It's beautiful.
The best.
So their first fight will probably be on a sand planet, and then like in the concept.
But why? How? How do you how does that plot go?
Well, we know all we can do is speculate because we haven't seen anything yet.
Vader, I think, is supposed to show up by episode 3, and then he'll be throughout.
Okay, I have a question then. What do you think about the fact that they are now releasing 2 episodes instead of just the one? Do you think it spells kind of like, ooh, they're not too confident in that one episode and they need to release 2? Or is it just,
I think Celebration.
By coincidence
I think it's
that it's
Celebration.
Celebration?
Because
Okay.
they postponed it because of Celebration. They want people to talk about it at Celebration and during Celebration instead of talking it like the episode come out before.
Just basically they want
during.
They want to get more of a hype train trying to push behind it.
And release 2 episodes to like get even more hype.
Daviasio, real quick, what do they celebrate at Celebration?
It's just they have you never like seen videos?
No, I've not.
No?
No.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
It's just a Comic-Con for Star Wars.
Yeah, it's basically that, and then they because I know that I've been seeing some of the like panels that they're going to be having and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I
don't know.
I mean, other than Ian McDermott being there, which is always cool.
Mm-hmm.
I might hopefully. The one thing, if I were to ever go to one of those, I just want him to read him murdering Darth Plagueis.
No. We
Palpatine voice.
Yeah,
I just love to hear that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically what Celebration is. This one big Comic-Con for Star Wars, and they do a bunch of panels and stuff like that. So
yep, like last year was not last year, but like 2 years ago was the Phantom Menace 20-year anniversary.
Oh, was it?
3 years ago, actually, 2019.
Okay.
Maybe we should go and see if Ian McDermott is there.
He is. I've already seen. I saw him being announced as one of the panelists.
How much are tickets? Let's go.
It's extremely. They're like hundreds, 300s.
Yeah, we went over it last week, I think, or the week after.
Terrible.
It's stupid expensive, and then you're trying to book yourself into
hotel. No, it's not fun.
Hotel and stuff like that. No, I figure if anything, I'll just kind of check out the panels and maybe
they always live stream it. Yeah.
We'll just clip some stuff and
maybe we'll just go to Rancho Obi-Wan then.
Well, that we'll still have to figure out. Yeah. So that aside now, okay. So what was the other? So you keep bringing up Hitman.
Mace Windu.
Bringing up Mace Windu.
Yeah.
You did. Daviasio was like he wanted me to mention Mace Windu to you. I'm like, why? But it was.
Because I think we got so fired up last time that we were talking about it. Because for those who are listening, Daviasio, Palpatine holds a very special place in my heart. Sheev Meister's my guy, my man. And yeah, so just one.
You feel it diminishes his power?
Well, I don't understand. It's like I said it like this, and people are gonna get all have a hissy fit. But it's like I feel like Disney is like the new WWE. They can't come up with anything great themselves, so they have to bring back the old school wrestlers from WWF to help them create some type of content in the present to appease the fans, because they just can't come up with it. And that's just my opinion. I throw it out there. It could be wrong, but so I feel like bringing back Windu died. Like why? Like we can only probably safely assume that he's probably dead. I mean, the Chancellor's Suite is pretty high up. If you read the Malgus, the Deceived book, Malgus himself describes what it's like to get Force lightning. Basically, you're cooking from the inside out. You read the Bane series. It's beautifully done with was it Gideon? Githany, where he's conjuring up this he's getting at the peak of his powers. And Fractured, I think you know what I'm talking about. Is the first book where he did the Force, this Force lightning storm. It's just, and then you have Palpatine, who, is at probably the height of his game, right? So you Force lightning you cut his arm off, you Force lightning the dude, and then and he exits, through the window to the street below. So it's like, how would you survive that? I mean, I don't. And so just bringing him back, it's like, why are you bringing him back? Like, if he's dead, like, he's dead. Like, why bring him back?
Yeah.
Let old dogs lie. Are you bringing him back because
it's like they're trying to get that legacy pop, like you mentioned. With the
what do you? Fractured has a very he has a coined phrase on the show. Member berries.
Well, that's not mine, but it's either it's for like a lot of things, either nostalgia bait or the member berries, the key jangling, however you want to kind of refer to it. as them bringing back certain old established characters to get, like I just said, that cheap pop to go, oh, hey, kind of like what they did with Luke at the end of Mandalorian season 2, is that cheap pop of, hey, look, it's Luke Skywalker flying in on his X-Wing and chopping up a bunch of droids. Woo! And then he doesn't act like Luke at all and just grabs a kid and buggers off. So,
Hey, that finale was amazing.
It was a cool scene.
Shut your mouth.
Hey. I've admitted it. It's a very cool scene. We get to see Luke be Luke.
That's the Luke.
Yeah. Until he's talking.
Yeah. Okay. I agree.
And then he's not checking on anybody. He's not doing anything like that. It's just kind of called, hey, I'm here for the kid. I don't care about the rest of y'all. I'm out. But no, it was a very cool scene. I'll always fully admit that it was great seeing it. It's just unfortunate too that you also know where it all leads to him on a planet sucking on the titty milk.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Not Myra Jade titties, but weird giant sea elephant looking thing where the titties are near its nutsack. It's not good.
I saw a tweet last night. J.J. Abrams was in front of that, whatever you call it. And when the guy who posted the tweet was like, WTF, like, what is this?
Oh, that was something else. That wasn't that was a different one. No, that's something else. I know what you're talking about because I saw that tweet. But anyways, back to the Mace Windu point of it. What was your Daviasio? Did you have something on that point for Mace Windu coming back? Well,
I didn't really care.
You didn't care? Okay. Yeah, I mean,
it's cool if he does come back, but like,
it's a nice pop. Yeah, I mean, but I just think again is doing too much. It does more damage.
Don't you think
damage than good?
Would make sure that the Grand Maester of the Jedi, or like he would have killed him, like he would have just sealed the deal.
That's
so
the
like
only
if
thing.
he comes back, like what is now it's like,
I don't know, they brought Palpatine back and that wasn't great.
Oh, don't believe me, this is the thing that I say continuously. I didn't like when they brought Sheev back for Rise of Palpatine. I didn't like when they brought him back for the Dark Empire arc. Even though the Dark Empire arc was much better written, and it had at least a consistent vision, I did not like that series. I don't like the idea of bringing back characters like that, especially ones that had such a big moment for it all. It's like, no, just let sleeping dogs lie.
You mean to tell me that if you fell down a shaft, you couldn't survive off a medical spine? Like an infused medical spine?
I don't think I could. If I'm being honest.
I'm not infused with the dark side like Palpatine, so I guess not.
And then there's another article, and I didn't read this, but another thing that pissed me off was like there's a tweet about like what if Plagueis was actually Snoke or something like that, and bringing Plagueis. Did you see it?
I think I saw it. It wasn't an article. Okay. It wasn't an article or anything. It was just a
I thought it was an article. I didn't read it because I thought it was clickbait.
No, it was just somebody's tweet that they put out. And I think I said something to some effect.
It irritated me beyond all measures. Like, I drew the line when you mess with Sheev, but if you are now going to bring in Plagueis in it, like I'm not like something's going to get, like, I'm raising something to the ground.
Yeah.
That's where I draw the line.
No,
do your thing with Windu, but you start messing with Sheev, like we're gonna have a fisticuff.
No, I think I was again making the point about, again, keeping a character dead, and there's nothing that you can do to make Snoke cool.
No,
don't tarnish Plagueis.
He doesn't look cool. He doesn't sound cool.
I think he sounds cool, dude. Come on, like,
bro.
He could have had potential. He could have had potential, but the fact that then they throw him in a goofy gold robes and then get chops in half like he does, some dark side master he was.
Jedi that had all of 2 weeks training.
No, yeah, Rey's marry soon. It's not nice at all to any Star Wars fan.
Well, I mean, it's like
Some people. Hey, some
Kylo.
people
It was
like
Kylo
it.
that killed him. It wasn't even Rey that
Oh,
killed
I
him.
thought it was Rey.
Kylo.
See, this shows you how many times I've watched.
You're right.
it.
You're right.
It was
Kylo did. Never mind. Kylo. I like him. He's my favorite part. He's my favorite part about that whole trilogy. Is him. But then they kind of butcher his story in the third one.
Kind of.
They really butcher it. Like, it's not.
Wasn't Kylo supposed to be like? They combined
Ben
the twins, didn't they?
Skywalker and someone else.
And Jason Solo, but they
Yeah.
didn't even do that right.
No.
And then we talked about the Inquisitors, which I have
an
guy with
explanation for that.
the tobacco farming hat guy.
The guy from Fast and Furious, Han.
What?
Han from Fast and Furious.
Is that him?
Yeah, that's him.
These cheap bastards. These cheap bastards can't even, just shysters can't even, dish out enough money to make the Inquisitors look even close to,
how they
what
look in Rebels.
No,
well, it's not even like making it look exactly like Rebels, but you could, do a little more to have somebody have the body shape and be a little thinner, especially for the main Inquisitor. He has that still even fat, rounded head, and there's even the comparison of, let me try and find it again. I had it up a moment ago.
From
here we go.
From
I have
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, bringing it up.
So that to me is just like you're a shyster that doesn't want to spend money.
Yeah, because you look at you, and I know they're doing a quote unquote TV show for this, but they still have the same backing of the company. So it's like, why aren't you trying to make this your best?
Which apparently he's going to have a lot of screen time in the show.
Please don't.
Well, the only thing that you could hope for that this the trailer they put out was pre CG work.
He should at least have the glowing eyes, I feel.
Yeah. With either contacts that they could do or just through CG.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe
make the eyes look the way his eyes are supposed to look.
Call George up and ask him how he, did it back in Revenge of the Sith. I don't know.
Yeah, that you could do that too.
You have to wonder, right? Especially, is it just he had the right team? He was the right visionary? Don't know.
It's George. It just. If this Inquisitor has if what you're saying is true, and he's got multiple scenes within this series, I have diarrhea already thinking about it.
This is just kind of part of my own little beef too with the Inquisitors as a whole, is that and I know they're not called Sith or anything. They're probably technically
fallen Jedi.
Fallen Jedi, dark Jedi, basically, like what they called them, or back in the day before they had the whole term.
So are they
Sith.
like acolytes in the Old Republic?
But the thing is that to me, it still kind of partly messes with the rule of two, because they aren't worshippers or anything like that. They are dark side users. So to me, from the establishment of the rule of two, it kind of messes with that. And I know that yes, they're supposed to be the ones ruling the galaxy at this point. So who gives a toss, right? Yeah. But I don't know. I guess I'm just still I'm stuck in the idea of maintaining some rule or some.
That's what also I never understood too. Was that don't they break the rule of two?
Yes.
So are they Jedi? Or are they not? Are they?
They're
dark
supposed
Jedi,
to be fallen Jedi.
Dark Jedi.
Because in the comics and in the shows and everything else, they're a Jedi they're just fallen Jedi.
Yeah, and then even by that instance, it's like there was no one else out there in the galaxy besides Darth Vader, Sidious, Yoda, and Obi-Wan. Until they start training Luke, but otherwise that was meant to be it. And if there's any Jedi still,
Maul too.
Stop it.
Maul.
He's out there.
Baby, Snoke was probably a child.
Yeah, he's a clone. No, he's a clone.
Wait, who's a clone? I missed
Snoke.
that. Oh, Yeah, a very bad clone.
Yeah, he's cloned off of Luke's hand, apparently.
Is that what they're actually doing? I remember
Yep.
I remember that they started showing off the whole
That was the
Luke's
Vader's
hand
comic,
thing.
yeah. In one of the Vader comics, which sucks, but yeah.
So they're
Yeah, no.
doing basically kind of what they did in the Thrawn series. They're gonna have the
Yep.
Luke clone.
Yeah.
they might be doing that one too.
Please
I doubt
don't.
I doubt it. But
No,
You
we
don't
actually read
think
an
so?
article about Disney Plus taking that's gonna. It's supposed to be a movie or a series that they're doing, Heir to the Empire.
oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we talked about it like two shows ago.
Oh god.
His memory's
I remember there being it was floating again that they might be doing it. I just forgot if it was
Ron's gonna
legit.
show up somehow in Ahsoka probably.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about Ahsoka before you got
Also,
here.
that picture is cosplayers. It's not real, by the way.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it was cosplayers. It's not real.
This is verified
Yeah, this is verified. Yes,
by whom?
by the leakers and the insiders.
Do they work for Disney?
No, but like you can look at the picture and see that one, the legs on Maul are really bad. Also, they're not wearing any masks. In Hollywood mandates you wear masks.
That doesn't mean anything though. They're cheap bastards. Like maybe that's their budget that they gave for the show.
But like the mask thing is heavy mandated. Like heavy.
Yeah, it's California.
Listen, you can't make that argument because this, like, you see some of the.
I will make it.
No. He's right about that because the crew. He's right. They weren't wearing any masks, so
I will go find my evidence. I'll be back.
That alone,
stay here, but like.
No, he's right because they do have. I remember what was it? They had Tom Cruise going bonkers on set because some people weren't wearing masks, and they'd get like a heavy fine or something like that, or they'd have to shut down the whole project. So unfortunately, yes, he's got that point on that one. So I mean, I was kind of wondering if the image itself that we were looking at was
debunked. All right,
just
see who debunked it.
Was just some goofy cosplay, or if it was legit. Like, because I could see where you're talking about with the legs, but at the same time, it wouldn't surprise me that maybe they'd go back over that with some CG or something.
I would think that too.
They do that all the time.
Did nobody see Cad Bane Sausage Fingers costume? Like, this is like probably a $50 costume at whatever Halloween planet, whatever shop you can go to. Like, they have bad costumes. Like, even the Rhodians in was it Book of Boba? Like,
my point with a lot of the bad costuming goes to the Twi'leks. They've done them dirty. Twi'leks just don't look good at all.
All right, Bespin Bullington, they debunked it.
My ex-wife looks better. Like,
you have an ex-wife?
What?
You have an ex-wife?
What? Who's that? What are we talking about? All right, next question.
Okay. So the Mace Windu's a nothing burger. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So was there a third and final topic for you guys, or was
it was yeah? So
maybe also you said you had a really good point in your guys' conversation.
Because I don't remember what your good point was.
For which part? I don't
remember, but
I don't remember.
We talked about Mace Windu coming back.
Mace Windu.
The two fight scenes, the Inquisitors. We did touch on the whole, like I said, the Inquisitor being able to use his lightsaber to transport himself off of buildings.
Where's Davis when you need him?
Yeah, what else was it? What did you have a good point on?
I don't remember.
And I'm not saying that as a non-Disney.
What did you have a good point on? Like aggressively? No, I'm trying to think. I don't remember.
Yeah, I was just because you guys had this conversation.
It was like a 3-hour conversation. We were in there for a long time, though. So
yeah, they closed by the time we left.
Yeah,
so basically like us on here.
Yeah, and then some. But we talked about Obi-Wan having a little, knocking the old work boots with Sabine, whatever. Satine.
Yeah, how he got the name Ben too.
Yes, that's how it was. Yeah, we talked about that, like on the book and.
Satine gave him the name.
Yeah, that was mentioned in the Kenobi book. He kind of mentions how he also saw it on a notice board in Mos Eisley, I think, and he saw the name, and then he remembers Satine kind of referring to him as Ben, and he's like, "Oh, I'm just going to use Ben." It works.
I think it's
perfectly.
amazing. Yeah, I think it works amazingly.
So yeah,
And I think we maybe touched on like the different series that they're like Andor and all the other ridiculous stuff that they're supposedly are going to be doing. I don't know. I've not heard anything about Andor. I didn't even think Ahsoka was going to be a thing until I saw this. I mean, rumors obviously, but apparently now it's going to be a thing.
What, the show?
So,
yeah.
Ahsoka, yeah.
Oh no, that was like real like years ago.
Well, no, it was revealed, yeah, but because of the whole coof
okay.
and stuff like that,
Okay.
it was like all their so many of their projects got shut down.
Like
so
Rogue Squadrons, I know got delayed indefinitely.
Yeah,
because of
didn't
Tiana.
that one got totally axed, and supposedly the showrunner was actually going through and reading the old X-Wing books.
And then also Patty Jenkins' movie.
Yeah, that too.
Got canned.
What
Not canned, but delayed.
What did?
Wow,
Patty Jenkins.
It's kind of Hollywood
movie.
for canned.
The girl that directed the Wonder Woman movies, she had a Star Wars movie about X-Wing pilots.
Oh.
And it got delayed.
Which is sad because I heard Rogue Squadron, the Legends book, was a really good book from what I heard. I haven't read it, but I heard it was really, really good.
Sorry, which Legend?
Was it Rogue Squadron?
It's like there's this kind of referred to as X-Wing.
X-Wing, yes.
The X-Wing series.
Yes,
that's
one. Yeah.
No, the Legends X-Wing books are also pretty good. They got a lot of. It's kind of great because then you are getting a different perspective
because it focuses on Wedge. No.
Yeah, it was. I want to say it was Wedge.
I don't remember. I don't even know what you guys are talking about. If I'm being honest.
You gotta get on our level, boy. No,
I know everything not book related.
Yeah, it's just the X-Wing, like so X-Wing 1, yeah. Good boy. So yeah, it's basically the whole X-Wing series because they have Rogue Squadron, Wedge's Gamble, the Krytos Trap, the Back to War, Wraith Squadron, Iron Fist, and Solo Command. And this is I mean, I've only listened to the abridged book series, but even that was just really good. Oh yeah, because like I said, it gives you more that different perspective of just the regular fighters instead of Luke Skywalker, Jedi, and all that sort of stuff with Han and Leia in tow and everything. It was a fun series and kind of interesting too, because then they have their own. There's Isani Isard, who is in charge of basically the early remnants of the Empire and how she was kind of giving this group hell. So, and then also, like I think we talked about that. I mentioned this before, if not on here, but to you directly, Hitman. Of in the book, they have a Gamorrean that was an Imperial experiment. And was given a voice box, and it was actually he had his intelligence levels were boosted by the experiments they did on him, so he could actually talk. And they called him Piggy. Nice. And he totally owned it too. He's like, yeah, you can just call me Piggy.
Kilowog, basically Kilowog. I like it.
He was basically the new Porkins.
Nice.
So yeah, it was a
There's the Acolyte show.
Acolyte? Which one's that?
It's the one that takes place before episode 1, after the High Republic. So it's supposed to be you're following a Sith person. I don't know who, but
are they gonna be trying to
do Pelagus?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Ooh, because I remember seeing them. They released an image of Sidious with a silhouetted figure behind him. And it looked more human than it did like immune. And that's what
we're talking about the new Plagueis cover, the Disney cover.
No, maybe that was it.
Yeah, OG Star Wars did she threw a tweet out there about the new Disney covers. Then.
Yeah, because I remember seeing.
He's on like a throne chair, and then he's a silhouette like cloaked figure behind him. That does not look like a Mun or Mune. I'm sorry.
Is that what his race is called? Immune?
Immune, yeah.
Okay.
Banking clan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you mess with them and your credit score can get borked, boy.
I mean, it's not great. You won't even be able to buy Jawa juice or Corellian ale.
Oh my god, I love me some Java juice.
That doesn't sound good. I'll take the Corellian ale before I take any Jawa juice.
You don't
Well,
want
Fractured,
blue
he has
And I don't
this
drink.
love of Jawas.
I don't have a love of Jawas. I have a love of murdering Jawas.
The one lady from the book of Boba Fett had sex with a Jawa.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's his favorite character.
The Jawa violator.
Yeah, and then she had a thing with the Twilights.
Oh yeah.
The dang crazy
Pretty
cat
Tails.
lady.
Yeah,
who cares?
Pretty Tails.
Yep.
That's interesting. Bring that up because Fractured always loves talking about her.
Okay, I found that cover really quick, and it's not the one I was thinking of.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. Hang on.
I'm waiting. It's loading. Oh, which one? The one right there. It looks like a. It looks like.
No, it does. It's got his.
It says his name on it.
Yeah, it says Darth. Well, it says no. I know that. Yeah.
Okay.
But no, the image I saw was much different.
Oh, okay.
It was more of a cloaked. It was more cloaked figure, like the hood, but there's kind of like that silhouette around the face, and it didn't look. It wasn't this. It's not this image.
Is that the Kenobi book you guys are talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The Kenobi book is great. I always recommend it. And if you don't want to read it, the audiobook is also awesome. Cool. Really good. Because they got
is it voice acted or is it like just like one person?
It's just
Is it Mark Thompson that does the voice?
No, this was done by Jonathan Davis.
He's great.
He's really good for Obi-Wan's voice.
He also did he did Revenge of the Sith and did he do Bane too?
Yes.
Yeah, he's great. He's probably one of my
good.
He does and he also did he do Plagueis as well?
No, that was somebody else. I forget who at the moment.
I have to look it up. But yeah, Jonathan, he's great. He does a great Bane, man.
I'll check it out before Kenobi. Oh, there's canon? Or canon?
Well,
with the quotation marks around him?
To us, the true canon, yes.
Well, there's only one canon. You can't have two truths. So yes,
Disney. So
there's the Disney, and then there's pre-Disney. This is pre-Disney.
There's basically
pre-Disney?
So this is how I break it down. There's canon, which obviously is like George Lucas, and then you just have Disney. Shite.
Yeah.
So
with that, okay. So then we have that done.
I'm sorry. Was that not politically like?
No, you're fine.
I'm
just looking to get on to our next potential subject, or
shall
we just get into
Mando?
Just get into Mando now.
All right.
Yeah.
Did you guys like the episode?
No.
You don't like it?
I procrastinated watching it. We were talking about this when we first got going. I certainly procrastinated trying to watch the episode.
I tried to watch it on my way home from work, which didn't work.
I don't think that's safe.
It's definitely not.
I was bringing questions to that one myself.
Fracture was like, he was like, ooh.
Basically. Like, that doesn't sound like
put it on in the background.
I just had it in the background, like I wasn't actually watching.
Okay.
Oh man, this was probably the hardest episode to get through because I had to keep restarting it as I was taking my notes. Because I just did not want to watch it because freaking for a lot of reasons that I've written down.
All right.
Oh no, those scout troopers are my goddamn heroes until they act.
Do you know who plays those guys?
So
no.
I have a funny. I'll bring this up when we get going because one of our former, your former boss before the current one, rhymes with if. Was actually told me a story about this. So when we get to that, I'll tell you what she told me.
Okay.
But like the actors who plays those two scout troopers, by the way, is Jason Sudeikis and Adam Pally.
I'm drawing a blank on who those are right now. I'm bad with it. Like, from work, I'm bad with names. I'm just bad with names. I fully admit it.
Have you seen Horrible Bosses?
It took Fractured like a year to know who I was.
Yeah, and I just knew you as the guy I was talking Star Wars about.
Literally, he's like, bearded Star Wars guy.
Intimidating. Jeez, I was terrified of you.
Dude.
Then I found out you're a nerd.
I mean,
Yeah, and then I found out he's a nerd, and I'm like, oh, okay, he's cool.
Yeah, he's cool. So shall we dive into this?
Yeah, let's get into this.
All right. So, as always, Fractured always kind of starts it off, then I kind of follow suit. So, I'm not going to break tradition now.
I'll jump. Okay, so like I got it down. It's this thing, we get right back to it. The scout troopers are successful, snatch and grab with the Womp Rat in bag. So Womp Rat is what we call Grogu Baby Yoda.
All right, so you know his name. All right.
Yeah, we know his name. We don't care. We just come up with.
It's not baby.
Names
if you were wondering, it's not Baby Yoda. I don't know if I didn't know if you.
No, I didn't know that actually.
I bounce between calling it whatever the hell it is. Scouts taking a pit stop outside of town to let the boss man know they got the asset, and the abuse of the Womp Rat starts as it makes noise, which was so beautiful to see.
I cried.
Scouts get informed about Gideon wasting their own forces in town, so they better double check on things before coming into town. Got to make sure you don't piss off the boss man. And then even the scout trooper had to check and make sure if he had something crazy in his ears when he heard about Gideon killing his own troops, which Darth Vader rarely actually did, but
yeah,
unless he was a little pissy.
He's always pissy.
Oh yeah, but he knew not to kill too many of his own troops. Another bitch hit to the Womp Rat. No man do.
What'd you call it?
Another bitch hit, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Because he's kind of again this raps on it, just smacks it, and like I say, the man's asserting his dominance over the brat, and they wonder about the Womp Rat. Right. Wonder about the Womp Rat, and Violent Scout says, don't know, maybe the Moff wants to eat it. Shut up and don't ask questions. Because the rookie was a little scared. He doesn't know what's going on. He wants to know what to do. And then after this point, it is made about Moff Gideon killing his own troops for basically nothing, and the Rook wanted to see the Womp Rat. They both screw off trying to shoot at an electronic component. And here we go again. Imperials can't hit for sure. Shit. Herder.
I'm so glad that you brought that up, because I'm just going to jump in here. So I said The Mandalorian, where did it go? Recap scene. I said, yes, let's throw this disgusting little Womp Rat into a bag. Really? Scout troopers arrive. The Womp Rat gets domed in the head. Good on you, boyo. So here's the story I was going to tell you. So your former boss, who used to be an employee of Disneyland, said during
I remember her mentioning that.
Yes. During this scene, they got in trouble because apparently this doll thing is like a $50 million. It's like $50 million piece of equipment, and that was this was not that was not a part of the scene. Like they actually hit it. It was like an impromptu scene.
Yeah.
Daddy Filoni was not happy and
I think I heard about that story. Yeah. We're a little rough with the little
very rough. Twice. But yeah, so
can you blame them? I mean, come on. Who didn't want to hit that little bastard?
Yeah, and then I said Womp Rat gets domed.
I know I did.
TKO'd. And then this is what pisses me off. I said, here we have Filoni showing how bad stormtroopers are at shooting. Thanks.
Yeah, like I said on the last episode, I'm just kind of tired of the meme of stormtroopers can't hit.
But they can't.
But they can. That's the problem. They're supposed to be able to.
How dare you disrespect the five? I mean, none of these guys are still from the 501. Well,
no, none of them are.
None of
those guys are. They would sound like Tamara Morrison if they were.
Now all the clones are gone.
Yeah.
Clones are supposed to be gone. They're
Rex is probably the only one alive right about now.
Rex and his little group that he had on that.
Don't forget about Omega.
According to Rebels.
Yeah, she's probably still alive too. Probably the Bad Batch. We'll see.
Probably.
Trooper has a creepy interest in the Womp Rat. Womp Rat gives the Trooper a case of rabies. And then we have Robot Nanny kidnaps the Womp Rat using violence. Consistent much?
Okay, so here's one of my points that I made, because the rookie Trooper desperately wants to see the little Womp Rat, but I kind of pointed at the Seasoned Scout wants to get an update, and according to the Trooper on the radio, Gideon just killed a soldier for interrupting him. I don't even know if Vader was that petty.
They gotta villainize this guy. They gotta make him good.
I get that, but you could do it in some better ways.
I mean, Vader did kill Admiral Hazel for jumping the gun, but that was probably after many of failings.
Well, it was a big failing too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, to boot, like, you just alerted the rebels, so he probably had no choice other.
For all we knew, he was telling Gideon, "Hey, your sandwiches are here."
Right. Hey, you're.
I don't know. It just stuck out to me as kind of like you can make a villain.
Your new hair moose just came in.
But I guess now I'm going back on my words on wanting a mustache twirling evil bad guys.
You are.
So. So yeah, I also said that the scout trooper was probably infected with a space STD.
That's better than rabies.
IG-11 shows up to play hero. Dummy scout troopers get brutally killed for their stupidity of letting the damn droid get close to them. Well, not only they let it get close to them, they walked up to the stupid thing.
Yeah.
I originally had this in my never mind, disregard. I think that's later down. That might be later down, but I just chimed in here with the three amigos held up in the local cantina.
Yeah,
I think it's a cantina. I'm assuming it's a cantina.
It was still the cantina that they were in, yeah.
And then I just put the sewers are good.
I said our intrepid heroes are trying to figure out how to get out of their cluster freak of a situation, and will go into the literal shitter to try to escape the Imperials.
And then I had to put Garrison is about to blow them to Tatooine, because everything everything just goes back to Tatooine, it seems like. Which
the season premiere of the next season is on Tatooine. So you're right.
Yeah, it is.
So I have a couple names for this guy. I don't know how I feel about him. My original name was Moff Dracula, but then later down in my notes I changed it. But I put Moff Dracula running his mouth about his toy gun, specifically calling everyone by name.
Yeah, I made a point of that too. It was Gideon makes a speech and identifies Cara Dune, gives Mando's name of Din Djarin, and mentions the songs of the Siege of Mandalore and the Night of 1,000 Tears. Lol.
You guys know what happened back then? Or happened in canon? Do you know what happened in canon? Or in
they also showed it in the Mandalorian pre-season 3 episodes of
Boba Fett. Yeah. They did.
But I said it looked like Terminator 2 Judgment Day tier stuff where they had the robots.
I was just waiting for Christian Bale to show up.
Be pissed at people for the lighting.
Just some type of capacity.
So it's basically saying it all meaning they are boned unless they come out peacefully and openly admit that they cannot trust him, and justifies himself by the fact that they betrayed their word. Okay. Let's see. Mando equally names Moff Gideon, and that's who he says he is, because he knows Mando's real name, despite Cara Dune saying Gideon was executed for war crimes. I felt like I had some extra points on some of this, because
I kind of like his speech. Just coming from that actor, it's really good.
No, I have no qualms qualms against his acting on it. It's just more of the content of it. More of what they're throwing out there at us for all of the filling up of the
exposition.
Holes and stuff. The exposition. Thank you. Then it's then getting into.
After that,
this is because that's what kind of. So it's like they mentioned that he was executed for his war crimes. So then, how did he get out?
And how does he have all those stormtroopers?
And how is he
And
in
why does
control
he
of all
use
these
so much hair
stormtroopers?
grease?
That wasn't my point of concern, but
Oh,
sure.
oh, sorry. I was mine, man. I was like, God, he's got a lot of grease in his hair. Not good for your scalp.
And I went into my points about, how they Mando makes the point that Mandalorians aren't a race, it's a quote unquote creed, but it's not a creed either, they're a culture. Phil Filoni fucked it up.
Like really bad.
So it was a culture before that?
Yeah, it was for the whole. They had their own language. That was part of the whole armor system. They had their own
Commando books.
Yeah, the Republic Commando books are good. And then that was like it was. If you've played any, well, especially like they bring it up more in Okay, so have you played Republic Commando, Daviasio?
Yeah.
So the music that they have in that game is using Mandalorian for what they created, Mandalorian hymns.
Okay.
All that stuff that they're singing, that's part of
the language,
the Mandalorians and their own lore and culture and stuff like that. So that's where all that is from. So they had all that, and then in the Clone Wars, they turned them into a bunch of pacifists and.
Half of them were pacifists. The other one's Death
Watch. The small remnant group was the Death Watch, yes. Mm-hmm. Which they even had. They had in Legends too. They had the Death Watch in Legends too, and they were also a kind of a splinter group. But the Mandalorians, the main group, was still that warrior culture. So
okay,
that's part of our contention for it. We just feel like they totally
butchered,
reamed, whatever you. Did them dirty, and it was just like, especially when you play things like Coder and listen to Canderous talk about the old Mandalorian wars. You're like, I want that. I want those Mandalorians back.
I want to see them riding a basilisk down and glass the whole continent.
I think that might be happening. Mando season 3.
Maybe.
Might. What's the dragon thing called?
Basilisk war droids.
No, the thing that Boba Fett rides in the the Mandalorian
Rancor?
symbol? Not a Rancor.
Mudhorn?
No. What is it? It's the big dragon thing.
Which are you referring to?
It's the Mandalorian symbol, like that thing.
Oh, the kind of bone. I didn't even know it was supposed to be a dragon of any kind. I
don't know if it's a dragon. I don't know what it's called though. Hold on, I'll look it up.
So we'll continue on until he finds that out.
Yeah.
Flashback time. We go into flashback time. Super battle droids laying waste to the whole town. Funny, where are all the regular battle droids? I thought that was kind of weird.
Yeah, I would have liked to see a few of those.
Take them all out.
No, that was a flashback to the Clone Wars.
Yeah, it was bad. That was part of my confusion. I'm like, wait a minute, where's at least they usually had the little battle droids running around too.
Probably they're not jetpack troopers or jetpacks, and I don't know. I got no explanation for that.
No worries. So I was like, Super Battle Droid gonna have to shoot an orphan? Super Battle Droids then get taken out by Mandalorians, but not just any Mandalorians. The Death Watch. Wait, I thought they were the baddies. That they managed to find their way to this planet and save him, but then at the same time, he was taken in by the wild bunch of baddies and trained. And despite being from a rebel faction of Mandalorians, he was still somehow inputted into the Mandalorian database of Mandalore. What? So it's like they suddenly brought back some of the true lore Mandalorian traditions, but just sloppily put it all together. At least that was my takeaway from some of that.
I mean, I feel like it's pretty accurate.
Because it just seemed that's what I knew from the Clone Wars, and I think still in Rebels.
A mythosaur, that's what it is.
Huh?
A mythosaur, I think is what it's called.
Oh, okay.
Is that what it is? It might be.
So going off of that, like I said, yeah, it's kind of like they brought back some of the old Mandalorian ways, but didn't work out. Nanny Droid and Womp Rat are thinking they're born to be wild now. Mando getting a little bit worried, and the droid insists it is fulfilling its primary function and is heading into town, blasting the town, killing anyone killing anyone it sees, and the Womp Rat is getting off on it. He seemed a little too happy about that murdering going on. I think he's gonna go Sith.
Yeah.
Carl Weathers getting liquored up. Because if you're gonna die, you might as well die boozed up. Nanny Droid makes an explosive entrance. Cara Dune starts unloading on the Stormies as Mando and Carl Weathers breaks out the front door and starts taking out Death Troopers. I mean, hey, if you can have Kyle Katarn punch out a dragon, why can't you have these guys kill a bunch of Death Troopers too?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you have any specific points on this, Hitman?
Let me see where I'm at with my never-ending notes here. So I ended off with Gideon giving his speech. I said you were right about one thing: negotiations were short. Three Stooges arguing about who the poorly dressed greaseball was. Mando has flashback from a bygone era. I put this flashback. I said, if this flashback is this long, is it a flashback? It felt like
it still
5
constitutes
minutes.
a flashback.
What's that?
I said it still constitutes as one. It's just for us very long.
The longest flashback in the history of flashbacks.
It's a flash. It's a flash scene.
Yeah.
Flashback at that.
There you go. It's a flash
Mando
scene.
gets tossed in a cellar only to be
He
What?
hit his since he goes off of his phone about an hour 30 or so in, he always gets dropped. So we about hit that point because he kind of reset his time. So he has to jump back in. He'll be right back.
Okay. I thought.
There he is.
Oh, hello.
Welcome back.
Dude, welcome back. Filoni's on my case. Where are my notes? Hold on, I gotta pull them back up. So I said, Filoni's Death Watch. Mando explains his childhood. Nanny Droid playing laser tag with stormtroopers on the swoop bike with no hands. Very impressive.
Woo!
And then I just put, oh hell, let's all play laser tag. Mando uses E-Web as a Gatling gun.
Yeah,
causes
I thought
a
that was
mess.
funny.
Where
We ain't
did you
got
end
time
up?
to bleed.
I think
Money
maybe
shot.
this. Let's see here. Where did you end off, Fractured?
I was just kind of curious what you had for any notes because that's about where I was too.
Yeah.
Talking about them going out the front door, blasting Death Troopers. Mando going for the big guns.
Oh, yeah, I did have it. So
despite seeming to, so this was my point for the big gun though, was like it seemed like you needed that tripod though to be able to start firing it, but he just goes up, grabs it, and starts laying waste to everyone.
Kevin Sorboed this Gatling gun. Like I just Hercules this thing. Oh my god. Yeah, like 5 stormtroopers carrying this white case, and then Mando just comes in and pops the Viagra, and he's able to carry this thing.
My brain went more to Jesse Ventura and Predator, and just use that big old Gatling gun.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. That's good. That's good. Daviasio,
I said he ain't got time to bleed.
What were your thoughts, Daviasio?
On the Gatling gun part?
Yeah.
Or just any of it.
Money shot. Just a money shot.
Yeah,
that's exactly what that is. It's just a money shot.
The cool action shot for
Yep, exactly.
Why did it take 5 stormtroopers to carry this case? And he comes in and just manhandles it.
Because
adrenaline.
Mandalorian.
Yeah,
Mandalorian. That's right. How dare I? He did Karen Travis proud.
Yeah. That's
so
the only explanation you need.
Right?
You just have to break it down to the most simplest terms.
Yeah.
That's it. Like if my boss asked me, why I did something, I'd just be like, Mandalorian.
There
this
you
is
go.
The way. This is the way.
Yeah, this is the way, guy.
Oh boy. So
as I'm escorted out the door.
So Death Troopers going after Cara Dune, and then Gideon was just, sauntering around the battlefield, hanging
Yeah.
out, not really giving a fuck one way or another. He's just like, I'm here, whatever.
Don't know what he was doing, but like, yeah.
Yeah, you would think he'd be kind of maybe running, taking cover. I mean, like you said, I know they're trying to make him seem villainous and cool and everything, but it was just kind of more like there's a firefight going on.
Especially
here,
with the reveal at the end. Why didn't he use
Hey.
that?
Listen, he's probably got
Yeah.
Beskar. He's probably got
Yeah.
Beskar armor on, man. He's probably good. He's probably safe.
Yeah,
That
the
looks like
Deus Ex
Imperial
Machina armor does help.
This was so I'm gonna interject here. This is where I started losing. Well, my mind was already lost, but like this is where I started like just really losing it. So I was like, Death Troopers have arrived. Floyd made sure they can shoot. You in trouble? I don't.
No, aren't the Death Troopers supposed to be like more elite than the Stormtroopers? So it's
That
like,
Daviasio. So this is where you get your because Death Troopers were they? I don't know if they were ever canon. Is this Filoni's thing?
They showed up. The first thing they showed up in was Rogue One.
Rogue One. I had never seen.
they showed up in Rogue One, and then they basically had the iteration originally in Dark Forces.
And then they showed up in
the-
Rebels after Rogue One.
So was this then fractured? Was this part of George's thing? 'Cause I've never heard of the Death.
That was, like I said, that was the Star Wars Dark Forces 1 game. Kyle Katarn ran into them, and also they ran into new versions of them in Jedi Outcast, which was the Shadow Troopers.
I thought so. The
lightsabers and
Shadow
everything.
Troopers. I'm familiar with the Shadow. Did they just change the name, or is this just a
Just
cheat?
new versions. You know, the Empire is never short on new ideas for how to
Well,
try
for
and kill
sure.
people.
I'm familiar with the Shadow Troopers, and the Shadow Troopers were
They're
like,
supposed to be so the not Dark Troopers. That was the second season. What are they called again? Death Troopers.
Death
Death
Troopers.
Troopers.
Death Troopers is what
They're
they're called.
supposed to be like Darth Vader's like elite guard, like the
Elite.
501st of Darth Vader.
Okay, so they're just like, are they just an evolved
Yeah,
version of the Shadow Trooper? Which I would always shake in my boots when I would read about the Shadow Troopers. Like they were like the elite of the elite. Like
Right.
so,
because
I
they're
didn't
not
know
supposed to. You're not supposed to understand what they're saying. Their like voices are like like
Yeah,
different
I remember
channels they do
catching
stuff.
that.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to establish that because I was like, when I was watching this, I was like, is this just a cheap copy of the Shadow Troopers, or is this like legit a thing? So
No, yeah, it's legit a thing.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. What was that? Then, I said Greaseball Moth takes a shot at Mando, and by Mando I mean the generator.
Yeah, I made a point of, you know, that's part of
What
me
did he-
when he said he was
Yeah.
sauntering around the battlefield and then shoots at Mando and blows up that charge pack that was for the
The
big gun.
E-Web.
Yeah, the E-Web.
Peter
I-
Parker's
smart
Gatling
move.
gun.
Hey, you know, you gotta take your chance. You gotta take your opportunities when you see them, right?
Yeah.
They wind back up in the house. Nanny Bot threatens Carl Weathers and then begins to slice open the grate to get into the sewers. Mando stating he's on his deathbed. Gives
This-
Cara Dune his Mando medal.
So I got a
You-
question when you get to this part from you guys.
Yeah, to
I'll
be
do it.
able to take Grogu to them, take him to the Mandalorians for protection. Cheesy music, and we get a massive trooper to burn them out.
There you go.
Womp Rat Deus Ex Machina's the flame back at the flame trooper and passes out.
Or is your question?
It's later. It's later.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
So then,
I mean,
Nanny Bot and Mando hang out for a moment and requests to be killed by it. And Nanny Bot is again insisting on being a Nanny Bot. Mando says no to the helmet removal. It says no living thing has seen him without his helmet. And the Nanny Bot makes it clear it is no living thing and heals and makes a joke, but gives Mando back to.
All right. So, how do you feel about the whole no removing helmet thing? How do you guys?
I just don't see the point of it, considering that's at least as far as I've been aware in terms of the Mandalorians themselves, never been a big issue of always
Removing the
keeping it
helmet?
on. Yeah, like some of them kept their helmets on, some of them didn't. It didn't really matter. It wasn't a creed. It wasn't this whole "this is the way we keep our shit." And I mean, I can see it from a perspective of keeping yourself hidden. That's not a bad idea.
They kind of explain it in the second season how it's just like a cult thing.
They kind of that's right. I forgot about that. They do because that's when Bo-Katan comes back in the show, right? Who should be like in her 70s and really old by now.
But she's Katie Sackhoff, and he's like in her 40s.
Yeah, she's like 5 years older than me. So,
but then
but what's really funny was in episode 4, I think it was, when he first encounters Cara Dune and are on that planet. He takes his helmet off in front of a pretty open window.
Yeah,
anybody could walk by and see him at any point. I'm just like, what was the point of that?
It wasn't even a window. He's like on a patio.
He was on a patio in front of a window. It was like, come on, you're and he's watching Grogu play with the kids. It's like,
guys, playing soccer.
Aren't you kind of in risk of violating your creed right there? Your whole cult mantra. To me,
this is my whole, like, here's where I'm at with it. So, like, I don't know. I have all the books that I've read, and I'm still reading the Bounty Hunter Wars. Obviously in Empire Strikes Back and Revenge of the Jedi. Revenge. I say Revenge of the Jedi.
What's the original name?
Yeah, it's original. Yeah.
It's
those of you that didn't know, he never takes off his helmet, and then obviously in the prequels, you see Django and all this and that, but and then in the Book of Boba, like, he obviously he wears he
barely keeps that helmet on.
He wears it probably all of like 3 times.
Yeah.
Uses it as a piggy bank for all his doubloons that he got from the cantina, spa, brothel, whatever you want to call it. So I don't know, man. Like, I always thought Mandalorians kept their helmet on. Like, that's what I always thought, reading the books and everything. That maybe
I can see that, but to me, I just didn't.
But he doesn't even wear it. Like,
for like you pointed out, for Boba and Empire Strikes Back and Revenge of the Jedi, he doesn't exactly get an opportunity to ever really take off the helmet anyways. He's always in kind of situations where he needs to be armored up.
Dude, he was trying to get he's in its number though, and Revenge of the Jedi. He's flirting with that Twilight, trying to get that.
That's
number.
True. He was flirting with the Twilight.
Two of them. He had a 2-for-1 deal. So, like, definitely he could have. You know what I mean?
Well, he was Boba Fett. What do you expect?
Yeah, man. He's trying to get that number, man.
But I mean, like, it was
trying to get that chain code if you're a Disney.
then in Attack of the Clones, when we had Django, he wasn't exactly concerned about keeping his helmet on all the freaking time in front of people.
Yeah, he cloned himself to be,
because he on Geonosis, he had his helmet off before
the whole time.
Yeah,
until he got it removed by Django.
Until he got into the worst fight of his life.
Literally.
So yeah, the helmet thing, like I see where it kind of separates.
All right, so let's do this.
It separates that group of Mandalorians. It kind of makes it their own thing. So all right, fine.
What do you?
I also just see it as
against Fracture. Are you for it or against it?
I'm kind of indifferent. I guess it's like you can do either or. I don't really care.
Yeah, same here.
I'm not super hardcore on it. Like I said, because you even you go back to. Knights of the Old Republic and stuff. Canderous wasn't exactly in his armor all the time. He abandoned it, sure, but it was like he didn't really keep the gear on all the time until he himself became Mandalore. But even then, it was called, you didn't have to. As far as I was aware, you didn't have to keep the stuff on all the time. So
I thought you were just like the brother of the Paladins on Fallout. It was the Paladins. You just wore it all the time. You showered in it.
Oh,
Whatever.
No, I don't think you have to be that.
Paladin,
cra-
the
you don't have to be
Brotherhood
that
of the
crazy
Paladin.
strict about it. No.
Yeah. So,
So
I don't know.
Yeah. No.
But in this one, it's like, don't you dare!
Well,
like,
it's
and then,
it's part of their whole thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mama Armorist. Every time she comes around, like, did you remove your helmet? No, Mom.
No,
Good.
I swear I
This is
didn't
the-
do it.
This is the way. You know. All right, Daviasio, what are your thoughts? You for it or against it?
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, I don't really.
Same, indifferent.
Yeah.
I think it's dumb.
To keep
But-
it on.
I think it's
To keep it
also
on, yeah. To keep it on.
I think it's just part of their way of kind of where it may. I think it was part. Wasn't it probably? I think it was done for scheduling reasons for Pablo
Obvious for Pedro Pascal, yeah.
Pedro Pascal. Yeah,
He wasn't even there. Like while they were
he
shooting.
just voiced.
season
He just
3.
voiced it the whole
Mhm.
time until
Well, they're
they did these scenes.
Yeah, while they're shooting season 3, he was shooting another show, so all he's done is the voice.
Yeah,
Interesting.
they
Yeah, that's
used him
why.
open for
Came
it.
at the very end. They have Clint Eastwood. No, is it Clint? No, John Wayne's son, I think,
Oh,
is the stuntman who plays him on set.
Interesting.
that's cool.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Oh, and then also,
Huh.
is the droid considered? I think the droid is considered a living thing,
Huh?
It's a robot.
but like in Star Wars,
It's a roboid.
robots. But like,
Yes,
in
it can
Star Wars-
develop its own personality with its like the programming or whatever. But to me, it's still a droid. It's
just a robot.
It's just a robot. And when you start trying to equate that with other droids outside of, say, maybe C-3PO and R2-D2,
Mhm.
it then is an idea of lessening their kind of speciality of being who they are. So
Just robot.
Yeah, just a robot. They're just
Okay.
robots. That's where I'm at on it.
He's an assassin droid.
Sorry, assassin droid.
An assassin droid
Taika
turned
Waititi, he's the director of that episode.
turned
Way to throw yourself into the episode too. All right. Oh,
mother.
isn't he just voicing it? They had like
Yeah,
a stunt. They had somebody doing the animation or the
The on set like puppeteer.
yeah,
But then like the director of the episode is the voice of it,
right.
which he's supposed to get his own Star Wars movie.
A lot of people are supposed to get their own Star Wars movie. Wasn't Rian Johnson
Didn't you?
supposed to?
Hey,
Ruin
no.
Johnson was supposed to get his own trilogy too.
Fraction and
canceled.
I are supposed to get our own Star Wars movie.
Oh, really?
You didn't hear this?
No, I
They're
didn't.
handing out like it's candy. Ruin Johnson. this guy. What are your thoughts on? No, this is a rabbit hole. We're not going down it.
Let's stick to the
Another
episode.
time.
Yeah,
For Ruin
there's another
Johnson.
time.
They named it wrong.
Parents named him wrong.
So we get Mando starting to feel better thanks to the Bacta, leads to the Mando hideout and finds a bunch of their armor stacked in a pile. I guess they didn't believe in the Creed as much, or they killed him. Because like I said, I was procrastinating through this episode. I was pausing and kind of goofing off, but I got back to it.
It's playing Outcast.
I probably should have.
Or Switch.
Mando blames grief till Armor shows up and explains this was again works of the Imperials. And I just kind of like Mando's armor says she'll stay till she's scrapped all the armor. The armor knows of the Jedi via a tale of Mandalore the Great and their wars with the Jedi who had the powers that Womp Rat shows. So this was part of my point with I think the last episode was like how. Because it was when Grogu started force choking Cara Dune, and she seemed completely mystified by it. When it's like, wait a minute, this is only 5 years after Return of the Jedi. Everybody within the Rebel Alliance had to have known Luke being a Jedi. So what the hell? How does this come as kind of? How do you not at least
they're in the
put those
outer
two
rim.
and two things together?
They're in the outer
Alright.
rim. I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems like a little thing. I don't know. Me. So the armor knows the Jedi. Blah blah blah.
They become a clan of two.
Yeah. Armor says must reunite Womp Rat with his own kind, being the Jedi.
Yeah.
Not others of his species, I suppose.
No, not his species.
Nope.
Just Jedi.
No, it's just the Jedi. Armor names Mando as Womp Rat's dad. till he gets of age or finds others of his own kind and gives him the Mudhorn insignia. Yay!
Which I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like you could have gone with something cooler than a Mudhorn.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what they would have gone with, but maybe use the symbol from the medallion that he gave Grogu.
Yeah.
You know, that would have been much better. Anyway, Nanny Bot goes to hold off the imps, but it had kept insisting initially it was a nursemaid now. It's fine to take orders and go hold off the imps. Okay.
Oh, how did you feel about the astromechs? The astromech that had legs and arms?
Oh, I have something for this, but I'll wait.
Oh yeah, and I said Mando now gets his very own jetpack. Yay! Cue the Legend of Zelda opening box theme. Armor acts like it's a living thing to use it. Which I was like, oh, what? Armor takes out 5 troopers effortlessly. Which, hey, cool little action scene.
Oh yeah.
Droid suddenly comes to life to steer a lava boat. An R2 style robot that has legs and arms. I feel like I've seen this meme before. Yeah, I was kind of like, what the hell is going on right now? Hang on, I'm trying to. I have that.
Did you find a meme about it?
Yeah, it was something I'd found some time ago, and I'll try and dig it up really quick. What were your thoughts on it, Hitman?
Oh my! Well, I'll just jump down. So, where did I leave off? I said, where did I leave? I'm trying to figure out where I left off. Okay, I said, ladies and cat. So after Gideon hits the generator, what'd you call it? The battery pack. I said, laser tag continues, held up in some house. Moff Greaseball instructs them to burn them out. Carl and Annie Droid arguing like an old married couple, then professes his love. Mando speaks iconic line, I'm not gonna make it. Dune tries to remove his helmet. Mando refuses, gives her a trinket, instructs her to give it to the other Mandalorians. This ridiculous fire trooper, I think they're called incinerator troopers, but I put ridiculous fire trooper.
All I focused on was the goofy little track of music that they had play when they first brought him out. I'm like, what?
This made me laugh. I put ridiculous fire trooper with Elon Musk's flamethrower. Mando tells Dune
I think the trooper's flamethrower worked better than Musk's flamethrower.
It was actually his. Yeah, I did, but it's still a good video to watch. I was highly entertained with it. I said, Mando tells Dune to protect the Womp Rat. Dune arguing about leaving Mando. The flame trooper about to burn the place down. Womp Rat force pushes fire. Flame boy gets flamed.
Yeah, here's the meme.
Whoa.
So you see C-3PO gets shot, goes down. R2 suddenly grows out some legs and arms.
Oh yeah, I've seen this one. Yeah. Trying to get caught up here. And then Nanny Droid attempts to save Mando, says the helmet has to come off. Mando comes back with this whole Mandalorian helmet shtick again. Nanny Droid hits him with some back to spray and hits Mando with a joke. Journey through the tunnels begin, reunited with Mando and Nanny Droid. What a pile of helmets. Mando isn't having it. Accuses Carl of being involved. The Armorist appears out of nowhere like a state trooper.
Yep.
Armorist explains what happened. Mando tries to get Mama Armorist to come with them. Mama says no. Armorist requests to see the package. Mando explains the whole Womp Rat thing, or explains who the Womp Rat is. Armorist explains the Jedi and Mandalorian the Great, and that it's a foundling. Mama Armorist gives the most cryptic mission ever. The most, like,
It's like,
Why be specific?
yeah, it's I
a
can't even
prophecy.
come up with an analogy to even compare
Like
it
a
to.
prophecy.
Yeah, basically.
It's like I'm hungry. Well, go eat food. Well, what food should I eat?
Just eat food.
What? It's like I can't tell you that.
Enemies
You'll
inbound.
find out when you get there. So whatever. Yeah.
Enemies
Dune
inbound.
tries
Where are
to.
they? Over there.
Dune says they need to bug out. Mando wants to stay with Mama. Mama deems Mando. Womp Rat's father. This is the way. So back to and then I'll just kind of skip down. Well, no, I'll kind of go through this.
You're basically now back to where,
Yeah, almost.
Then Daviasio, what was your thoughts on the R2 unit sprouting
I
legs?
thought it-
and the-
I called it. I said R2 meets Autobot.
It's pretty. It was weird, jarring to see, but it was okay.
Yeah, I mean, of all things, why didn't you just have like a regular protocol droid that already has arms and legs that would do something like this? What's the
Didn't want more shock value in the episode.
like you didn't already have enough?
Nope, not enough. Not nearly.
Because then it's even like you'd have the R2 unit socketed in, and then you'd think then Rose would come out of the boat, or just a repulsor thing on the back and push it, and they get pushed along that way.
This is my problem with
they don't need an R2 unit with arms and legs to push the boat with their OR. Come on. Sorry, go ahead, Hitman.
No, I was. There's a lot. Blah, blah, blah. Mando has officially his own clan. Dune doesn't like babies. Mama gives Mando his jetpack that can listen. It's a living jetpack.
That's right.
Very whatever. Mama armorous. Away with you. Mama takes out 5 stormtroopers with a hammer and pliers.
That's right.
They reach the lava river, trying to free the stone boat. Dune frees it by blasting it, and then I put R2 Autobot droid asking where they want to go, and then Big Carl says lava flags. Yeah, that's I think that's where I'm up to.
Okay, yeah, that's so the nanny bot has a plan to self-sacrifice and go back to wanting to self-destruct mode to help save them, because he's all about self-destructing in that first episode. Mando having difficulty with this and is actually sad the droid is going to do what it's going to do to save them all.
What a character development.
What a pussy.
I'm not sad.
It's character development. Come on. He hated droids in the beginning, and now he's
kept flip-flopping on that, though. That's been our whole point with some of this. Like, he keeps flip-flopping and working with droids, even though he keeps hating droids.
He's changed his view on droids about as much as I've.
It wasn't like he had like a consistent amount of time with this particular droid to feel a connection and to have that growth of, what? Yeah. Maybe not all hash brown, not all droids. Okay,
he probably felt like a life debt to him.
He shot it back on him.
Well, he first destroys the thing when it's about ready to kill Grogu, and then it comes back as a nanny bot thanks to the damn Ugnaught, and now I guess
they portrayed the droid as a human.
I guess, like you said, he owed it a life debt. So I'll just take that.
Take that.
A life debt for what?
He saved his life.
He gave him the back to him, saved him. He was like, I'm dead. I'm dying.
He put Neosporin on his head. Like, what life debt is? That's all he did.
That's all Bacta is.
I mean,
saving Neosporin.
But literally, like. Okay. Where are you at? Okay, where are we at?
So yeah, self-sacrificing Roboid. Kaboom! Charged Stormies.
Well, you missed. I was hoping you were gonna.
What?
Well, so I just put. You continue, and I'll say mine. But
So yeah, then we have Gideon flying around in his TIE fighter, causing trouble. Carl Weather says, Womprat, hey, do magic hand thing. And Womprat just waves at him.
That's not how the Force works.
Mando slaps on his jetpack to get in close at Gideon and his fighter, and it works. Except he drops the grenades till he gets one on and blows up the TIE fighter. Mando barely manages to land safely. And we get Cara Dune saying how she'll stay around just to make sure imps won't be coming back. I said combing backpack. What the hell? Stupid autocorrect. Carl Weather says he'll be more than welcome back into the guild. So does he run the guild? Who the hell runs this damn thing?
I don't know.
That's been like my big question. This nebulous thing known as the Guild of Bounty Hunters, and we have no extra context to them whatsoever. It's just other than Carl Weathers being like, "Hey, here's your missions, go do them."
Yeah, I have no idea. Got no answer for you.
It hasn't been answered either. So it's kind of like it would have been. That could have been some of the stuff they might have been fleshing out early on, but you know, that's me. So Mando gets his wish of having the jetpack and blast off back to his ship and buried the filthy Ugnaught. Womprat chewing on Mando medallion and tells Grogu he can hold on to it, despite thinking he'd never see it again, and especially with Womprat, as he could eat the damn thing, considering that thing will eat anything.
or anyone.
Or anyone.
Yeah. Just wait until season 2.
Yeah. Cut back to wreckage, and some Jawas are trying to salvage it. A lightsaber? Good God, no! It's the dumbass Darksaber, and somehow
so you don't like it.
Never liked it. Never.
Ever.
Oh God.
No, I just never liked the idea of the thing. I thought it was dumb. So now Gideon has got his hands on it. Ooh, mystery box for season 2.
Yep, you gotta add a teaser.
Yeah, you gotta have that little
Keep people intrigued.
Basically, because it's like, okay, so it was last we saw it was in the hands of either Bo-Katan or
Bo-Katan
Sabine.
had it. No, Bo-Katan.
Yeah, okay, she did have it. Okay.
Well,
Sabine
Sabine had it before Bo-Katan, right?
Yeah, Sabine gave it to Bo-Katan.
But it can't be just handed over. It has to be
It
won in
was,
combat,
though.
apparently.
That's not how they did it in Rebels. They just handed
No, they didn't even have that
goes
established.
against their continuity.
They're
You
supposed
gotta win
to
it in
explain
battle.
How did they explain it? I don't know.
I'm curious to see how they explained it, because apparently it has to be won in battle, and it wasn't won in battle, and that's why. Yeah.
Maybe Hitman. Once we get through Mandalorian, and then once we get through Obi-Wan, we'll torture ourselves with some Rebels.
I can't do it. Is that where is that Kanan guy in it?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's with Kanan.
Can't do it, dude.
you can do it. You can do it. And Space Aladdin.
Yeah, Space Aladdin. Yep. So not Kyle Katarn and Space Aladdin. Now, the Darksaber thing is, when it first cropped up, I'm just kind of like, it just, considering the more rivalries that went on between Mandalorians and Jedi, it was kind of like, why would they have such a weapon that was basically a lightsaber? And this is where it could have been,
because Tarth Vizsla made it.
Well, it could have been the opportunity for them to introduce the cortosis elements. That would have been like having a sword that was something that could deflect and be on par with a Jedi's lightsaber, but they chose another kind of lightsaber-y weapon. And I'm just kind of like, all right, fine.
That is also alive, apparently. Feeds off your moves.
Oh, right.
I'm pretty sure the Darksaber belongs to Maul still, because no one fought him for it. So technically, it belongs to him.
Where did Maul get it?
In Clone Wars, he didn't.
Yeah, he got it in the Clone Wars. He took it from.
Killed Pre Vizsla. Yeah, Pre Vizsla.
Yep. So he did win it in combat. So he's.
I think
so
he might be the rightful owner of it.
So will that get addressed in Mandalorian? No, because
Probably
he's dead
not.
already. He's dead
Yeah.
already.
But who? That
But it
means
doesn't matter.
so
Filoni will bring it
Obi-Wan.
back.
So Obi-Wan, technically, since he
But he didn't use the dark saber
Yeah,
to
so-
fight Obi-Wan because he was using his regular lightsaber.
so Maul would. So how does that go?
He's still technically the owner, but he's dead now, so nobody can
Yeah.
really rightfully take it away from him.
Exactly.
So
But the
it's
reason
in limbo.
exactly. The reason was because the last time the Darksaber was given to someone, it led to the slaughter of all Mandalorians. So they changed it to where you have to win it by combat to prove that you're strong enough to lead.
Right.
That's the reason why you can
That's
give it
the
to someone
reasoning
back then
for it.
Rebels, and then you can't give it to someone in Mandalorian because it would lead to slaughter and bad luck.
And we don't
So
want that in the movie.
Well, so
or the
what
show.
does that mean? It's like it's got a force connection of some kind, right?
Probably, yeah.
So does that mean that the user also has to have a connection to the force? A strong
Don't
connection
don't
to the
do
force?
it, fracture.
No.
Don't go there.
Am I gonna go down a rabbit hole? I
Don't
shouldn't go down.
go there.
Okay.
It's about earning the right to wield it.
No,
as
I
a way
get
to make
that.
up
I get that.
for her
I'm just,
past as a failure leader.
If
She doesn't
somebody
want to
tells
make
me that Din
the
Djarin
stupid
is force sensitive, I'm rioting.
I was waiting for Cara Dune to be force sensitive.
Nah, after what happened with her, she'll never be.
Well,
the
she is
slowest man.
sensitive to
Just-
the force powers.
Well, I'm sure all of them are, considering the way season 2 ended, and they walked down a hallway getting shot at the whole time, and nothing hits them whatsoever.
Stormtroopers, man.
Ah, no,
This is
those
the
were
way.
those super. Some of those were those super roboids, the super robots that they brought in.
Death Troopers.
Were those the Death Troopers, or were those just some special robot troopers?
They were robots. They weren't Death Troopers.
Yeah, Dark Troopers. Dark Troopers. Sorry.
Yeah. So they got no excuse for that. that okay. I'm jumping way ahead. Back to this.
Too far.
Yeah.
Too far.
So too far. Yeah. So Gideon gives us our teaser. What were your thoughts, Hitman?
Oh my goodness! Let me just find out where I'm at here.
Droid blow up.
I
think was where you left
said.
off.
What? Let me scroll down. Blah blah blah. Where am I at? I have a lot of notes, so I'm trying to. Okay. What stupid thing. R2 Autobot droid asking where to go. Carl Weathers says lava flats. They think they're free. Not really. This ridiculous stop the boat scene. Dune blasting the R2 droid. Like, it's just the dumbest thing ever. I was surprised you didn't mention that.
No, it did. To me, it's just kind of like they were looking for any way to slow themselves down. Thought, hey, let's kill the droid. It might help.
Yeah,
because I mean, it was the one in control of it. But
right.
They were. The thing was, they apparently were already on that current of lava anyway. So
right.
Hey,
I said IG walking through lava to deliver an explosive surprise. Moff Greaseball does a flyby, hits everything but his target. Stormtrooper.
No, he didn't hit. There was no stormtroopers to hit by that point.
No,
the robot already blew them all up.
I was calling him a stormtrooper.
Oh,
hit everything other than his target.
My bad.
You're good. And then, yes, use your blasters. They're very effective against a TIE fighter. Mando uses jetpack, grapples onto TIE fighter, tries to blast his way in. Moff Greaseball tries to lose Mando, loses a wing instead. Mando falls to his death, or does he? Old Carl becomes mayor. Dune the secretary. Father son jet off for a play date. Bury the Ugnaught. And then Moff Greaseball survives without a scratch, using Darksaber to escape.
Yeah, I don't think they really showed any marks on him, did they?
No, they didn't.
His hair was a little messed up.
Okay, and the grease went away.
He used mousse instead of gel. It was like a stiff mousse.
The medium hold instead of the high hold.
Yes.
So hey, there's this theory on why the dark saber. So here's this. It's like Moff said. It's not the saber. It's the story. I think Bo-Katan had to learn the lesson the hard way. Sabine found the saber and gave it to Bo-Katan. Not a real inspiring story. That's not going to get many to follow her. Din took the saber from a high-ranking Imperial, wielding nothing but a Beskar spear. That's a story that could inspire. I like that explanation of it better. That it's not the saber, it's the story behind the saber of how you got it.
I still don't like it.
I mean, I understand the idea of it's kind of like having clout. You know, they got to have that right amount to have
all about
people
leading.
follow. But then it's like, why not just ditch the saber altogether? You don't really technically need it if you're going to try and re-lead the Mandalorians, right? Because it's only within particular legend. No, the only time they've seen it was with Maul and the Death Watch, but who's still alive at this point to know about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I could see more of them just going off of, but
Maul could still be alive.
I say that, but then
he's 100% dead.
I mean, he could still be alive.
No,
I mean,
no.
we thought he was 100%
Kenobi
dead.
buried him,
Kenobi killed him on Tatooine and buried him somewhere out in the desert.
which is an amazing episode of Rebels.
It's
Hands
the
down, one of
only
the best.
episode.
That didn't stop the Night Sisters from raising him from the dead, did it?
That's true, but they're also.
Well, he was
good
already
to know.
he was already half crazed on some junk planet that he somehow got to.
Listen, can I
That's the
just bring up
explanation.
something real quick? I don't understand how this guy survived a fall into a trash pit and then was transported to wherever he was.
This
I
is what we're
couldn't-
talking about. This
Listen.
is it.
I couldn't even
Oh.
get through the trash level on Nar Shaddaa. So if I can't survive this thing, how did he survive it?
The Force, the Sith dark side. His hatred kept him alive.
No, it's just the Force. The Force is so
Force.
nebulous
Fractured,
at
you
this
know what
point.
I'm saying because you play.
No,
that
I
is
know
like
it.
your
I know what you're talking
absolute
about. It's
worst level.
No, I know what you're talking about for the level, but it's also just it's they just throw it very.
And didn't he survive
broadly.
in canon too, or in Legends? He survived in Legends.
No,
too.
that was a what if. That was
Okay.
more of a
What
what
if,
if. That was a what if story, and that's where they. And it was funny because Filoni was in an interview talking about the way they brought back Maul, and he was, if I recall right, trying to take credit for the whole look, and it was George Lucas's daughter that actually called him out, and it was like, no, that was in the Legends material. That was in the what if between Maul and Obi-Wan having that rematch, and he had the big robotic legs. He had his horns had turned into like a massive crown, and he had that whole crazy look going on, and that's where they basically had taken it from. At least then bringing it into Clone Wars. So yeah. So it was just a what if sort of thing originally until, like I said, got brought in.
To Lucas's daughter put Filoni in his place.
Put him on blast, yeah.
In front of everybody.
And she's like, no, it was in Legends originally.
And
She did it, but she did it more nicely. I'm paraphrasing and kind of putting a spin on it with some dramatics. So it was just more of like, she's like, oh no, hey, it was, in such and such for
I've been like, no.
for the Obi-Wan Maul rematch and stuff. So that's where
I've
the
been
look
like,
came
listen
from.
here, you shyster. You know you stole it. And you know where it came from. So stop
Just
with
give
your
credit where
nonsense,
credit's due.
Exactly.
you shyster. And your cowboy hat looks stupid.
But yeah,
too.
so
It looks amazing. Don't you
so
dare
then-
say that.
So then when Maul he finally got put to rest by Obi-Wan on Tatooine. So he's finally dead.
He's finally
But
dead.
again,
Unless
Unless-
Ahsoka brings him back from that stupid time bridge thing.
No, that's not. So I just watched something about that. So it's not time travel.
I'm
I
pretty
mean,
sure
I
it's
know it
time
wasn't
travel.
technically
It's not
time
time
travel, but
travel.
it was like
No one
going
time
to,
traveled at all in that entire thing.
it was like fixed points in time basically that he went to that he interacted with because he
It's-
pulled Ahsoka out of it and he was going to pull Kanan out of it to keep him alive. because
Yes, but
her
the same
thing was
amount of time passed for like Ahsoka. Like it was like 30 years, let's say 30 minutes for her after the fight with Vader, and because Vader falls through the thing, then he walks away, and then that ends the same episode where they first fight. You see Ahsoka walking down the stairs like she
right.
does.
Yeah, because she gets
in
put
that.
back in.
Yeah. So the same time passes. There's no time travel. It's just a different place, like a portal to a different world.
No, it's I'd say it'd still technically be like it, not. So it's taking her out of that moment of time, yes, but then putting her back in. I mean, yeah, then it just kind of corrects itself, or not corrects itself, but just she then starts living life like it was. She didn't. It's so,
yeah. Okay. I'll agree with you there.
yeah.
There's the part where you hear Kylo and Rey and all of them. So
is it time travel or not time travel?
We'll go with.
It's like I said, it's like the way I put it was like I thought they called it like the time bridge or something like that, because it was it had a bunch of different points in time.
All I know is the world between worlds is what it's called.
Oh, world approach. Sorry, that was it, right?
Yeah. That's the name of the place in that episode.
I just thought it was like a time bridge because it had certain moments of time, and he was able to go. There's a time point. I don't know if it was supposed to be in particular to him or as a whole.
I have no idea.
I don't know either because they didn't really go into detail. But he has that moment where he can potentially grab Kanan out of that moment before he got eaten up by fire and could have yanked him out. But Ahsoka, I think, talked him out of it, if I remember right.
Yeah, she did.
Because she's like,
she said, "You can't save your master, and I can't save mine."
Right. But also
because
very different situations entirely.
Because if you save Kanan, you die basically because he saved your life.
Yeah, because he is the one holding back the flames and keeping them from getting dusted. Yep. I don't know how we got onto this point.
Maul.
Makes my head hurt.
Oh right, Maul.
Maul,
yeah, unless somebody, unless he somehow made it there, who knows?
I got it.
No, I do too. Because that'd even be like Obi-Wan's like, wait a minute, I just cut that goofus.
He could still pop up in Kenobi though, somehow, somewhere. Like because Crimson Dawn is still alive and well.
Yeah, that's what I. Well, weren't they also teasing the idea of Ahsoka popping up in No. Maybe it wasn't. No, it was a Mandalorian too. Yeah. They're saying somehow he was going to pop up.
Is Ahsoka going to be like the love story between Luke and Ahsoka now?
No, it's going to be the sequel to Rebels.
Wait, so Luke and Ahsoka aren't going to be like?
No, that's just a meme. That's a meme. That's just a meme.
I don't know. Star Wars Theory released it.
No, it's a meme. Have you ever watched any of it? His buddy Josh created it.
I don't know, man. Right?
Luke Ahsoka.
Listen, here's the thing, man. I saw how Ahsoka was looking at Luke during the Mandalorian.
So did I, yeah.
Or during the Book of Boba, dude. Like, you can't sit there and tell me there's nothing, Ahsoka
Will I ever see you again? Wink, wink.
Nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
Nah. That's basically like he's dating his aunt. That's gross.
Do you think Anakin was married to Padme, and I'm sure Ahsoka was doing stuff with Anakin.
Whoa. So no. They're like
perhaps you got mad at me last time because I brought this up.
No.
She's already forcefully inserted in enough things.
She's like she's like 17 in Clone Wars. What are you talking about, bro?
She's like 15.
Yeah, 15. By the end of it, she's 17, I think.
Maybe she likes older guys. She had a nickname. Snips is her nickname.
Snips.
Just saying. You can't sit there and tell me something like that. There's nothing going on. Like he gave her Snips. Like there's a nickname. The way
that guy.
He talked. Yeah, come on. Don't sit there.
It's called friendly banter.
There's some banter of something going on. Where's Fraxard? Why is he so quiet?
I'm just letting you run with this because I ain't got no comments on this whatsoever.
You're just gonna show your belly. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong with this.
No, you are very wrong on this. I'm sorry, but I will not get on board with this madness.
I don't support pedophilia.
Yeah, there's that aspect.
There's the easiest way.
She may have been 17.
And we already learned Anakin already likes older chicks.
Yes,
because he went for Padme. We already know that.
aren't they? No, she
9
was
and 13.
Yeah, 9 and 13.
She was supposed to be 13.
I thought she was,
but
I thought she was 14.
She was 13.
Okay.
At least
Are you sure?
I'm going by
I'm
it.
pretty
I'm
sure
going
she
by
was
the
14.
book. I'm
I'm
going
pretty
by
sure
the
she
book.
was 14.
I'm going by the book. They said she was 13.
Because he was 21 by the end of or 22, I think, at the end of at the end of Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah. I think he's like 9 bordering on 10 too. And
Yeah.
it was like, yeah, she might have been about 14. Okay.
He's 18 in Attack of the Clones.
Right. Yeah, they had
I
to
mean,
do a
Clone
big
Wars
time
is
skip
3
there.
Yeah, 3 years. Yeah. The 3 years later, Clone Wars takes 3 years, so he's 21. He's 21 at the end of Revenge of the Sith.
Yep. He was such a young boy.
Yep. He had so much.
Robbing the
Pissed
cradle.
down the drain.
Once he
That
got
may
his
rob
names,
that cradle.
At least it made more sense when you're going through the book. You're like, okay, they're at least not such a looking age gap.
Yeah,
Going on
no,
here. It comes off less creepy.
Was
I
it
mean,
Sheen
still a
Bolt?
little creepy.
But book Anakin was like riding that. He's like, hey, we're gonna get married and shit. It's gonna
Yeah.
be good. You meet? Oh yeah.
So
So-
pumped.
So sorry, no.
No,
Anakin was not going for Ahsoka. Good lord.
I mean, okay.
Now
like a
Luke and
daughter to him.
Ahsoka, okay, fine. I'll give you.
I
that
didn't say
one. I don't
Anakin
care.
and Ahsoka. I said Ahsoka and Anakin. Like Ahsoka wanted
It
it.
said Anakin, Ahsoka, Anakin, whatever.
She called-
Yeah, but
called him
Ahsoka
his
wanted
brother.
it. What?
She called him his brother at the end of the Clone Wars.
Well, so do people from there. I'm not gonna go there. This is a family show, kids show. Gotta be PR.
Oh, okay.
This is-
Final
this is
thoughts
kids
on
show?
final thoughts on the
Kids
episode.
show.
I liked it. I enjoyed it.
You like
10 out of 10 would watch again.
There.
Other than I always enjoyed the scout troopers were always my standout. Nothing better than child abuse, and it's made funny.
It's made funny out of satirical.
and
It's
even
satirical.
then-
there you go.
Well, and even then,
Satirical
it's
child
not even
abuse.
technically child abuse. The thing is 50 years old,
You're right there. Yeah.
so screw that.
It's elder abuse, which is even better.
It's even more.
Wow,
fun
so
with
I'm
them.
damned if I do, damned if I don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Call me out
Guys.
for my whole theory. but-
pedophilia.
Well, no. 'cause-
We got pedophilia, and then we got elder abuse. Come on, guys. What did I walk into?
Hey, you asked to be on here.
You
so,
joined.
hey,
We didn't force you to join.
You see where he goes, though, right, Daviasio? You see where he goes.
mhm.
I'm not. I mean, listen. I'm just tomato. It's however you want to look at it. Potato. Luke and
so
Ahsoka, Anakin, Padme. I mean, come on. Same thing. So two sides of the same credit.
There you go.
So between the humor of them beating up Grogu, like I said, I'm not gonna chomp too hard on the acting. It's Star Wars. We know what can sometimes be brought out of it, but
Mhm.
and I always like I said, shit with names, but Giancarlo for
There you go.
Gideon. He I mean, I just kind of saw him though, kind of playing Gustavo Fring from.
That's
Breaking
exactly
Bad.
who he is.
That's just basically who he's playing. Still,
But in
I'm just
Star
kind of like,
Wars,
but in Star Wars, I'm just like, so
surprised they didn't burn his face.
when are you gonna start talking about the meth lab? I enjoyed Carl Weathers throughout.
Are you gonna give it a
throughout
10
this-
out of 10?
No, I'm not gonna give it a 10 out of 10. I'll give it a 5 out of 10.
I knew you were gonna do that.
I'll keep it at a medium pace. I thought, some of the action was okay. I think they could have done a little better with the firefight. Brought a
The
little
TIE
extra.
fight.
Huh?
The TIE fight was A1. It was pretty good.
The TIE fighter, that wasn't bad, but it felt very like it got abrupt to the end. Like you could feel like they were like, okay, we need to end the episode, so let's just have him quickly knock Gideon out of the sky and we're done.
Yeah.
So and I'm still miffed. I'll still be miffed on the whole destruction of the Mandalorians for all that.
Night of the Thousand Tears or whatever you called it.
Yeah.
Not
The glassing of
yeah.
Mandalore.
Yes.
For their great city and defense and stuff, and they had nothing to put up against the Empire. Okay.
Yeah, that's about as realistic as.
But that aside, you know, they did what they could to separate this little Mandalorian clan. Some of them look cool. Otherwise, yeah, I just give it a 5 out of 10 for the episode. It was okay.
Yeah.
And what? Okay. How did what's the droid made of the walking lava?
Durasteel, Beskar.
Something like that.
Everything's Beskar now. Everything.
Beskar. He's a bounty hunter droid from he's reminiscent of a bygone era. He probably came from Mandalore. I don't know. It won't be Durasteel.
I mean, and then the little flashback scene where we got to see the Death Watch swoop in and play hero. Like I said, it felt a little weird considering we know they're supposed to be the bad guys. At least what was established through
Clone Wars.
In Clone Wars. I don't think did they get brought up at all in Rebels? I don't remember.
They
exactly.
did. I think they did, yeah. Because you have Gar Saxon. He was an original member of Death Watch. So yeah, they do get brought up.
So at some point they get reintegrated, I guess. I don't
kind of. They don't get called Death Watch. They just are the members of
They're
Death
just
Watch.
of the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Right. So that's where like I said, it's like they almost started reintroducing
well, I mean,
some of the
Death
old
Watch
aspects.
Supposed to get more people.
Huh?
How are they supposed to get more people? They got to go find people.
Right. So that'd be basically more to what the Mandalorians did originally, which was just kind of adopt people into their society. So
this is what they kind of did with Din Djarin.
Yes, that's where, like I said, they kind of brought that back in him. It just hasn't been for, I don't know. They haven't really explained the rest. Now they wiped out more of the Mandalorians, so we're not going to get too much extra exposition on that.
Actually, in season 3,
well, other than what we have,
supposed to be more stuff coming. Mandalorians coming.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to wait to see.
Yeah, just wait until December or August.
Right.
Have to wait for this dumpster fire 3.0.
So, I mean, overall for the whole season and stuff, I mean, like I said when it first came out, it was like a C plus B minus season. It wasn't bad. It had some down points, but it had some okay points too. It just with the sea of shit we'd already gotten. I was like, "Ooh, wow! All right,
nice.
Look at what we got." So they do what they end up doing. I think that's
Mandalorian was vastly better than the sequel trilogy.
Well, that's not a high bar to get over, man. Unfortunately. So yeah, that's where I'm at. How about you, Hitman?
Solely based off the fact that they punched that animatronic twice.
Not like some improv.
I don't know, man. I can't go 5. I can't give it 5.
What about 3?
Like, I don't know.
Would you watch it again?
No, absolutely not.
All right, then just go like a 1.
I'll do like a 3 point. I'll do like a 3.4, 3.5.
Okay.
Well, okay. So let me ask you, Daviasio, have you watched this series at all from after it already premiered? Like,
yeah, I've seen it like 3 times now.
You have? What? Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, hey, I mean, I get more power to you, I guess.
No, seriously.
Yeah, I haven't seen
it
twice.
I know myself. I didn't watch it and then I watched season 2, and I just hadn't touched the series since.
I stay up until they come out at 1 a.m. and then I watch them.
Dude,
you are dedicated. You are dedicated.
I am. Yeah.
I'll give you that.
So, Fractured, would you watch the series again?
Other than for reviewing it, probably not. Probably not.
Daviasio, you would watch it because you
Mhm.
like it.
Well, he already
Yeah,
has.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he already has.
How many times
I
have you watched this?
3 times.
Okay.
Did you not
okay.
pay attention to
I
what
didn't hear that part. No, I didn't hear it.
Jesus.
Right.
All I heard was he stays up until 1 a.m. watching it. That's all I heard.
Stayed
When it
up till
releases,
1 a.m.
yeah.
so he could watch the new episodes.
Oh.
There you go, buddy.
Gotcha.
He's getting tired. You're almost going to 3 hours now.
Yeah, almost.
Almost, yeah. We have hit 3 hours before.
We have, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that's all I got on that episode for sure.
That's all I got.
The
Yeah.
next one you're watching is season 2, episode 1.
That'll be next week. Yeah, we'll be.
Yeah.
That's
Going
my
into
favorite
that-
episode.
Are you kidding me?
I love that episode so much. The music is so good. The acting, the actor, Cobb Vanth, so good.
I'm
You're not welcome back.
Okay. I'll take me and my subscribers with me. Oh, 1.1K. I'll take them with me.
he's flexing.
Yes.
He's flexing now. Okay. I'm just again. I'm just in the frame of I need to rewatch the episode. Other than I remember my one big contention with that episode was how they messed up the crate dragons.
Oh, okay.
Crate dragons are not supposed to be like that.
The Crate Dragons, the Tuskens, the Mandalorians. What else did they mess up?
Just
I'm
the whole
just-
series.
I'm just talking about that episode. I'm not trying
Oh,
to
okay. I thought you were just
go
talking
further.
about
We've
you.
already harped enough on the Mandalorians themselves.
Yeah.
All right.
That's all
well,
I got, man.
This
Okay.
was fun. This was fun.
Yeah, it's great having you on. Thanks for coming on, sir.
Yeah, anytime you
And
want me, I'll
any-
try to be on.
Yeah, if you do want to jump in with us next week,
I
I'll
was
say
just
you're
joking. I get you to show up. That's fine.
Okay.
I'll say you are more than welcome for sure. Do you
Fracture's more
have?
polite than I am.
I try.
Yeah, I'm just a.
And I have my moments too. Do you have anything you want to plug, sir?
Me? No, I'm good.
Yes, you. Nothing. Not even your own
Nothing?
YouTube channel.
My YouTube channel is my name. That's all I need.
Go and check it out. He has some. I did like your what was it? The tribute to Vader.
Yeah. Did you watch it?
I did watch that, or Redemption.
Yeah.
Darth Vader Redemption.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think I said to you in person, I was like, the only thing I would have avoided was using Clone Wars, but that's because
okay.
I'm an asshole.
Yep.
Otherwise, I've said about some of the videos I checked out, tightly edited, looks great. I enjoyed them. So
Hell yeah.
yeah, check out his channel.
I guess I'll do the same. I guess I'll check it out too.
Okay.
Definitely. Hetman, how about you? You got anything you want to?
Well, I think
Throw out there?
we just had an idea about maybe trying to do some more, get more involved in some Twitch streams, whether it be
That's right.
Outcast or maybe some SOTOR. I
Ooh,
do love my
SOTOR is
SOTOR. I
fun.
do love my SOTOR.
You play? You play
What?
Daviasio?
Yeah, I play SOTOR.
Oh.
I haven't played it
We
in a
should
while.
maybe do a
Okay.
collaboration.
Yeah.
Maybe a.
We could probably hit we could all get together maybe, and although I don't know what server you played on,
I don't know.
Daviasio.
Like SOTOR is the one that's like still going on, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still going.
Okay, yeah.
Unless you've been playing the old Star Wars Galaxies
No.
emulators. Because I'm in a few of those myself, but yeah, SOTOR. If we ever want to, I'll give you guys the server that I'm on, and we can get all joined.
I think
up
it'd
at
be
some
fun.
point.
Yeah.
It could be.
I'll do it.
And I'll try and get it set up for the Discord and everything for us to do the voice chat that way.
Oh, okay.
So
I hear that's
people
a
could
good.
hear us.
I hear a lot of people do that. They use
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
They
use
do.
it.
Recommended it.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I got. Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise,
Do you have
I'm
anything
saying-
fractured?
No, just other than to say to everybody, keep checking out on this channel and on the Fractured Filter Twitch. Hopefully, I'll get my button gear and keep streaming some more Jedi Outcast to get back to that. And have
For
some
like
fun
I said, the
playing
first
that.
episode was absolutely like I very much enjoyed it. Not only because
Well, thank you.
Outcast is one of my favorite. Well, it's up there with probably top 3 games, but also just the commentary that you were producing as the
I appreciate
stormtrooper fell in front of you, which was, like I said, one of the highlights. So,
all right. Well, on that note, I say good night to everyone.
Yeah.
And I'll
Good night.
play us out with a little goofy clip.
Whoa, that's a cool suit. Where can I get one of those?
Patience, child. Patience.